around, I said, and I have a little picture of Lynn Cheney around my neck, and then I take it off and I rub it on my testicles.
Now, here's what you're going to be shocked by. As you know, one of her daughters is an avowed and married lesbian who I had on the show.
Right.
And asked her about her father and gay marriage, and she said that she was against gay marriage and then got married or whatever.
Yeah.
Their mom, Lynn Cheney, like 30 years ago, wrote 2 cowboy novels about lesbians in the Old West. And they were sympathetic novels about fiction. They were fiction novels about lesbians in the Old West. And it reminds me a little bit of Barbara Bush. These women are, like, not totally, but they are nowhere near as conservative as their husbands at all. And so you should not make so much fun of her because she was way ahead on the gay thing. Way ahead. So if you want to make fun of her, be careful because she was
shocking. That's all.
Trailblazer.
She was on your side.
Yeah.
I got a great.
Well, I'm not really getting behind. Listen, you can't get me to be behind Lynn Cheney. I'm sorry.
Why
It's
not?
happening.
Because she's married to the guy.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
is your wife going to be? Is it going to be held against her that her husband was gay because she was married to you?
No, not at all. We have a very good relationship.
No one cares about that. They just know that she married a gay man.
Well, I wasn't gay. Okay, I wasn't gay at the time. I wasn't out. I was gay. But
You were gay at birth. You were gay at circumcision.
That was the big gay.
Hey, Garrett. You had me at circumcision.
I got you.
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way,
Show me the foreskin, I think they said.
Send me the lines, Garrett. Don't say them.
You guys need Google glasses.
If you go to jthomas.com,
all the kids are going there, by the way.
You'll be seeing, is Christina in the studio yet? Is she there?
No,
she is not here.
She's off.
Oh, she's not there today. Right. She's having another abortion.
Yeah.
And she'll be back tomorrow.
She's having an abortion with Kate. They're both having an abortion.
No, Kate went with her. She's not having an abortion.
Yes, she is.
She went with her. Kate takes the morning after pill.
I know, but she forgot.
If you go to PIK card, they've got a big special on the J. Thomas guitar picks, and they say that they're doing well. Crazy, huh? Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I could send a note to somebody. Every time I see this guy, I have to tell you, I read about this guy like Mark Maron has a TV show and a podcast and comedian and all that. And I look at that and I think, how the hell, I remember this when I was an actor too, Kevin. You have to be a stand-up comic. They're not just out there looking for people talking on the radio or acting or whatever. You got to be a stand-up. It's weird. And because Mark
he
Maron
wasn't
was
a big,
he failed stand-up.
And he was a political guy, always political, but never got like big laughs in the room, A lot of these guys didn't get big laughs in the room.
I'm sure he's a nice fellow, and I don't find him funny.
But really made a big, turned his career around with this podcast, though. My God, this was a monumental.
I know, and because he had the comics on, and I've listened to it. I went out of my way to hear it. I don't, find anything interesting, and I just listen.
You have to give him credit for what he's accomplished.
Oh, you do. It pisses me off, but you do. Completely pisses me off. Let's go to Cujo from Toledo, Ohio.
Cujo.
Yes, Cujo. Go ahead.
Hey, Jay. Yeah, you're an idiot. That picture that you were talking about with Barack Obama and the throne from Game of Thrones, that was from the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah.
But,
it was. But it's being circulated now on. I get all. Let me tell you what I get. I get so many different sites sent to me, left, right, satanic. You have no idea what I'm sent.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I was sent today and said that it came from Ted Cruz's office, who was the idiot right-wing guy and all of that. And Ted Cruz said he was like King Henry VIII or Richard III or whatever, and he's violated the Constitution and all of that shit. And I got to tell you, it is so fucking boring. And, what I love about it is that this affordable care thing, whether I believe in it or not, I'm just glad it pisses the conservatives off. That's the sad thing about politics today.
Oh, yeah.
Democrats are glad, and then Republicans are glad at things that they indicted. They tried to, or they're going to indict the IRS woman for not whatever it is. Let me ask you a question. If you're with the IRS and you get all of these stuff, and by the way, they've already proven that they did as many liberal places as they did right wing. And the Tea Party, about 10 different groups says they're a Tea Party activist group, and they want they want to be exempt from taxes. Would you not look into those groups?
Oh, sure.
If you were the head, I would too. And the same thing with the liberal group, with the left wing, I don't care what it is. And I don't think they got as many for the left wing, but from what I saw, they just went about their business. And so, it's weird. So that's a stupid indictment. And then the Benghazi thing, they're really trying to say that Hillary Clinton murdered 3 people at the embassy and said that she knew or should have known about the attack. We, to this day, do not have any inside information on Al-Qaeda. We've never been able to successfully get, and neither did George Bush. We cannot get anybody inside because they're so. And listen, they got to know you. We
really got to
forever.
step up the recruitment, though.
You
to
can't.
get somebody
You
into
can't.
that Al-Qaeda.
Boy, you know what? It's the religious
I'm
thing.
sure we've got somebody now that's in there.
Maybe. I don't know. From what I read, and of course I have a little bit of inside
in there? Who's
info.
so good? Meryl Streep.
Oh, she'd be great with a burqa on and pretending.
Yeah, she could do it.
Have you read about the guy that has kidnapped the 300 girls or 200 girls in Kenya? And even Al-Qaeda is saying he's too rough for them. And he murdered 50 boys last year, went into a school, murdered 50 boys, and said to the girls, go home and find husbands. And it's in the friggin' jungle. And so now we're, going to help him out or whatever the bullshit is. His name is Hoko Barum, or the group of, so it means in Arabic, women shouldn't be educated. That's what the name of the group means. And
this is like a community. This is like out in the bush, isn't it? There's really no town.
They'll
or
never
anything?
find them. They'll never find them, ever. And also, Pakistan is the most corrupt and evil, and they knew exactly where Osama bin Laden was. He was a mile from the military academy. And they just arrested one of our FBI guys. He tried to get on a plane in Pakistan with 3 guns and knives, and they arrest him. I mean, we had a guy over there. Did you know this? That we had a CIA guy that shot 2 guys on a motorcycle and killed them and stuff. I mean, we should leave Pakistan tomorrow. They and I believe Saudi Arabia, they're backing all these sons of bitches. All of them are so-called allies. And congratulations to Assad, the Syrian president. He has won the war. Did you know that?
No.
That war he won.
It's over?
It's over. It's over.
Did he kill any more
won.
people? Didn't he?
He did. He murdered them over the weekend. And yesterday.
He's very gassy.
He is. He allowed, you know what he needs? He needs the paste. He needs the honey and the cinnamon paste. And you do it 3 times a day in warm water. Yeah. But Cujo, he said to the guys, you can leave the town now. This is the rebels. You can take, you leave everything behind, but you can take 1 weapon with you. And there's a picture of the rebels leaving with 1 AK-47 walking out of town. I know.
Well, that would be the one to take if you were just
yeah.
take one.
Isn't that funny, though? He allowed them to take a weapon. He didn't say leave town. He said you could take a weapon. Take 1 weapon. And they interviewed a young guy on crutches who was a rebel. He said, I'm tired of this. It's over. Yeah, he won. I mean, that's a mess now. That's a mess. You're going to see some hangings on TV. You're going to see some great hangings. So I like that Barack Obama has a drone army that kills these sons of bitches. I'm not sure why the Republicans don't like that. I don't understand it. It is so much fun to see these people get killed. I don't get it.
And it's the age of modern warfare. I mean, that's what you need these days.
It's fun. Don't you love seeing an Escalade filled with Al Qaeda guys driving and the dirt going by, the desert dirt going behind their car, and they whap, and it's over? By the way, the Escalade is trying to change its image now. The Escalade. They want families to start driving them. Yeah, what families? like what? The gang guy's family or the Al Qaeda guy's family or what?
It's a nice ride though, that Escalade.
It is. So Cujo, how'd you get the name Cujo? That's what is that? That's a wild dog or a mad dog or something crazy?
Well, yeah, it was a Stephen King, but it's just my last name. I wish I had a better story than that, but I did eat it.
Really? Your last name is Mad Dog, kind of?
No. It's Polish.
Oh, it's Polish. Does that mean mad dog in Polish?
No, I have no, it's nothing that interesting at all.
Huh.
It's a great story.
But I did, yes, it is. Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin, not everybody can be a professional comedian like you are.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be funny. It's like, it's my last name. I don't know what it means. Yeah. It's Polish, I think.
Thank you, Cujo. Thank you very much.
And that's a nice story. I'm not meaning, I'm not trying to be condescending. I like that story very much.
Let's go to Boston, where everybody thinks Kevin Meanie was from, including me, and I guess because you were your big
Johnny
success
Carson
was in
said
Boston.
that this next guy's out of Boston. He's a little bit different. I think he's a homo, but we can't say that.
Wow.
Bing, bing, bing.
John of Boston, go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, John. That's a big intro, and you do nothing. Go ahead, John.
Hey, Joe. Kevin, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get it up a lot for your wife?
I'm sorry? Did you get it up for your wife? Did you get it up for your wife when you were married?
Sure. God.
Did you want it a lot?
Yeah. Wow. Hot.
No, really. Hot. Why don't you be honest? I mean, married people don't have that much sex, so it was pretty easy for you guys not to have sex. I mean, really. After a while.
Listen, we had a healthy relationship, and. So
I frustrated. She wasn't like going, "Oh, come on, Kevin."
No, she wasn't. She wasn't because she.
These are good questions. These are really good questions.
What she was more interested in was work. So so that was her passion, and
you sublimated.
So she was like, I have to get this work done. I've got to, I'm working on this project. So, and our family life and our home life. So. She kind of let me run the house and fix everything up, and I would take care of her, and she loved that very much, and we laughed a lot.
Are you married, John? John of Boston?
No.
You see, when you're married, have you ever been married?
No.
Okay. When you get married, marriage is not a date. You go on dates, and you do what you do on a date. You get laid, or you try to get, and then you get married, and your wife wants to have kids, or whatever the deal is, and then it's not just always the woman. It's sometimes, and then after a few years, you're no longer on a date. You're with a roommate that has a different set of organs than you have.
Did Kevin doggy style with her?
No, we're not going to go into that. We're not.
What is wrong with you?
Because he's single, that's why.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it. And you know what, John? I bet you're some lonely, overweight guy sitting in his pajamas, jobless in Boston, and you're just calling up here. No, you don't.
He has a job.
Not a good one. Not a good one. You don't have a good job.
No, he has a good job.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Not at 3:16 in the afternoon do you have a good job if you're fucking home in your pajamas.
Home.
Yeah, right. That, you know what? Oh, people I know have great jobs that work from home. I believe the two bombers that killed people at the Boston Marathon worked from home. That's the kind of people that work from home. Okay? Really. The Tazazar brothers worked from home.
What did they do from home?
They made bombs and thought of evil shit at the house. Okay? All right. Thank you, John of Boston. Scumbag. Get rid of him. He's a scumbag.
Is he staying strong in Boston, though?
I don't know. Garrett, I've said, hey, by the way, congratulations to Meb Krzyzakowski, a great American, the winner of the marathon, a great American. Yeah. Every time he flies, they check his papers. He's such a great American. You better bring your gold fucking whatever. Do you realize that they may have to let this kid, if they do the letter of the law, they won't do it, but they might have to let the remaining bomber kid loose.
Oh,
because
no, they won't.
The FBI fucked up completely. He asked on tape 10 times for an attorney.
Yeah.
And they continued questioning him. And you know this from every TV show.
Well, he was
and
a
everything
terrorist.
Else.
So that was
I don't think it makes any difference when you're arrested. If you're arrested, you have to be read your rights, and then you have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. And now they're not going to let him go.
Is this new news that?
I just read it today.
You just read it today?
So,
I didn't see that today.
And the FBI, you look at it and you think, well, why did you do that? Why didn't you? You pretty much had his ass.
Have you ever been questioned by the FBI?
No, have you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, I have been. Oh, me personally? Yeah. I have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, for illegal campaign contributions.
Oh, that's right, yeah. But they don't
now,
fool around,
I wasn't arrested. I was not arrested.
Yeah.
They made an appointment. I went to my lawyer's office. Mm-hmm. The indictment came out of North Carolina, and a New York FBI agent was sent to question me. It wasn't his case.
Yeah.
He was a little nerdy guy, and he was 15 minutes late. And my lawyer walks out of the office and tells me to sit down and not worry. And I hear the guy go, "Oh, hi, and he goes, "Yeah, I know who you are. You're 15 minutes late. And if you think my client has time to wait around for you, well, you know what? Let me tell you, this is going to work. I am panicked in the office. I can't believe he's doing this." He goes, "You're going to write down 10 questions, and you're going to give me the 10 questions, and I'm going to decide which ones my client is going to answer." And the FBI guy, he gets nervous, and he starts stammering and everything else, and I hear silence, and he comes into I go, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" He goes, "You know what? Jay, just sit down, okay? I know exactly. This is an older guy, been an attorney forever, a famous attorney." Mm-hmm. We waited about 10 minutes. 10 questions come in, and we look them over, and not one question said, "Did you give an illegal campaign contribution?" Not one of them. It asked all kind of other stuff.
Yeah.
So my lawyer says, "This guy is so stupid. It's not his case. He doesn't know what to ask you. So if we answer these 10 questions and they bring these to the grand jury," and I go, "The grand jury?" He goes, "Well, you're going to go to the grand jury, Jay." So we answered the 10 questions. The guy apologized for being late, and he left. And I eventually got full immunity, which was hard to get, and I went to the grand jury. They thought I was going to turn state's evidence against the other conspirators, and I didn't. They never asked me if I gave an illegal, and my check bounced. I told you this story before. I did give an illegal campaign contribution, but the check bounced, and when it came back, I didn't pay it, so I didn't give a contribution.
Right.
Yeah, but listen, these lawyers, they are rough. So the FBI didn't want a lawyer to come in there. They didn't want anybody. But yeah, I read that today, and if you go with the letter of the law, they might have to release it. They won't. There's no way they will.
There's no way they're going to. First of all, if they released him, this guy would be dead in Boston,
Yeah, right.
That's they do old school, That's old school.
Let's go to Alan, who is in California. Yes, Alan, go ahead.
Hey, Alan.
Yeah, what up, dude?
We're good. I'm good.
Hey, I had a question for you, Jay.
Yeah.
Did your wife ever get pissed at you when you talked about her drinking and all that shit?
My wife has never listened to me on the radio ever. Yeah, I've been on the air for 30 years. We've been married most of that time. My wife's never listened to me on the radio, ever. The only time she ever listened, we rented a car in Boston, and I was going up there to do a play or something, and I was off that day, and there was a rerun, and we had a Sirius XM in the rent-a-car, and we listened, and I knew that, we kind of edited out, I don't know, at that time anyway, the reruns were kind of more bland than the regular show, and we listened for a little while, and she enjoyed it and thought it was interesting, but my family has no interest. My son heard me when he was hunting up in British Columbia. They pull into a trading post in the middle of nowhere, and he texts me, "Dad, your voice is coming out of all these trucks." And these people told me that they get their news from you and Howard. And I thought, what? He goes, "Yeah, how fucked up is that?" That was his text. I mean, they don't listen. I mean, it's like, Kevin's little girl loves him and thinks he's funny, but, she's not at all of his shows. I know people don't understand it, but it's what we do for a living. It's like, it's a job. And if my wife, she got mad at me once when I was on ABC doing a talk show, and I said that my son was looking at a website called bj.com. And my wife brings me upstairs and points to the computer, and it was all kind of squiggled out because he didn't pay the fee, but we couldn't turn it off. We couldn't get it turned off, and he was about 10 or 11. And so my joke was that I couldn't stop staring at it either. And she goes, "Jay, when I'm walking down the street after the success," it was on The View, I guess, my phone rings, and my wife says, "Are you nuts? Are you nuts?" I went, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Well, guess what? Your sons have no play dates with anybody anymore." I go, "What are you talking about?" "You just said on national TV that we have blowjob.com on, the computers in the house. And I got 5 calls from the big play date coming." I go, "Are you?" And she goes, "Shut up, Jay. Shut up." Just like that. And I said, "All right." She says, "Don't you ever talk about us again." And that was it. Well, I did, of course.
But what about her tennis friends and shit? They're like, someone has to tell her,
They do. They say stuff to her. They say, what they do is they listen, and then they know that she shouldn't hear it. And then when we go to dinner parties, there's especially one woman I know that listens, a woman named Joni. She'll pull me aside and go, "Oh my God. Oh my God, you were talking about, all kinds of stuff yesterday," like that. Does it make you wet, Joni? I said that to her. Make you wet.
Nice. Well, you kick ass, man. Hey, can I get an
All right, thank you. Yeah, give, who's answering the phones today? Mike Rappaport. He used to be a terrific actor, and now is an intern here at Sirius XM.
He seems like a very nice man, Mike.
He's been around a
very
while.
Quiet
He's a good
over there.
guy. You are one of my favorite fucking actors. I'm sorry that, the shit, it hadn't worked out for you. I have not seen you in a while, but cool, man.
I love myself in higher learning.
Mm-hmm. All right. Wilson. William. William of Washington. The state or the city?
It's the state.
The state of Washington. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Jay, I was just calling to say hello. You're actually kind of my long-lost uncle. He used to date my aunt back in the great state of Tennessee.
Ooh. What was your aunt's name?
Melinda.
Wow, I didn't just date her.
Yeah, that was way before I was around on this earth, but I knew I recognized your name.
Who's your mother? Who's your mom? Her sister?
My mother is Patricia.
Is that her sister?
Yes, it's her sister.
Did you date Ann Richards also?
I did.
You did? Yeah.
But yeah, Jay, I was just calling to say hello. You might remember my dad, Danny.
No, I don't know your dad.
Okay,
I don't know. I didn't know them. I didn't know them then, and this was all underground, buddy. William, I would not mention me to your aunt if I were you. Okay, it's not a good thing. Okay, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not joking at all. I'm being dead serious. I'm glad you listen and everything else, and I mean this. Do not mention my name to your aunt at all. Okay.
Okay.
I mean it.
Thanks.
It's not good. It's really bad. It's super bad.
Would you
for
want her to find you on Facebook, maybe message you, catch up?
No.
Maybe
no.
Maybe she listens to the show.
You know what, guys? This is not funny. Okay, William, thank you. All right.
Wow.
Bye-bye.
Blast from the past.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
Okay, we move on. You have a great life now. Sally's
Bobby of Chicago.
Drinks a little bit too much, but she's good.
All right. Thanks a lot. No, Kevin never did anal with his wife. That was what I was going to ask you. Yeah. Let's go to Bill, who's in Toronto. Hey, Bill, it's Jay Thomas. Wow, I love when the phones are lighting up like this. Go ahead, Bill.
This is the toughest I've had to get through to your show in a long time, Jay.
Oh, bullshit. You dial the wrong number. This show's so easy to get on. Nobody gives a shit about this show, and I have emails from the higher-ups to prove it. Go ahead.
Listen, I was just wondering if Kevin heard that
I'm now drinking a bourbon on the air live after hearing that fucking call from that guy that brought back terrible memories for me and I'm sure his aunt. Go ahead, Bill.
You're out of Texas now, Jay.
I'm gone. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just wondering if Kevin heard the coach of the New York Rangers quote him yesterday, Elaine Vigneault, at his press conference.
No, I did not. What did she say?
He said, it's time that we put on our big boy pants.
Oh, great.
Oh, my God.
Now, Kevin, what does that... Let me ask a question. I've heard you say it a million times, and I don't know the genesis of the joke. It's something that your mom said to you or your dad?
So the way the bit used to go, the bit used to go,
it's a famous bit.
Yeah. So I would say, when I was growing up, we weren't allowed to wear tight pants, and I would come downstairs. You get those tight pants off. You get upstairs right now and put your big pants on. Walking around with the tight pants. We're big pant people. So it was just more of a, just screaming, and there was really no.
I've heard it said big boy pants. Did you ever say big boy pants?
I don't know if I ever said big boy pants, but I say.
Because people say big boy pants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they say that. Yeah,
I think it's kind of morphed into that. Where I've heard a few people, but I had to laugh. We're of course big hockey fans up here, and when he said that, oh my God, Kevin Meanie's hit the NHL.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Kevin? That is almost like 6 degrees of separation. Mm-hmm. If you look at the people that have said it, it's been said in Congress. It's been said by sports figures. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've heard it. And is it something that you heard before or anybody else has ever said?
No, this was
wild.
Totally mine, and they, and I knew it was something special because, people would always repeat it to me, no matter if, like, even today, like, I'll, run into somebody and say, they'll go, put your big pants on, just go, they'll look at me and just, say something crazy like that.
And your mother really said that to you?
Yes, she did. She did. And also, I actually named my corporation that like 25 years ago, the Big Pants.
And then Letterman stole that from you.
I don't know if he did. I think it was around the same time, but his was Worldwide Pants. But it was about.
Well, what does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
He never told a joke about pants.
I don't know. I have no idea.
When I go and do the final show, I'm going to sit there with him and go, it's time to say goodbye, and you'll never be heard from again, David. Why did you steal Kevin Meanie's bit about pants?
Yeah, that would be great. I think you should do that.
All right.
Anyway, Jay, I don't know if it's on the internet or anything, but it was pretty good to hear a French-Canadian.
All right, we'll try and do it. Garrett is great at finding that stuff. Thank you.
Ciao, guys.
Thank you very much. Hey, Garrett, I don't have any live commercials today. Is that a mistake of some sort?
No, I guess all the deals were over or something. I don't know.
Or they sold everything?
Because the ones you were reading yesterday,
no more berries.
It was saying like offer
no more flowers. No more business cards. They're all done. Mm-hmm. By the way, I got a lot of emails from mostly the state of Florida defending the Heisman Trophy winner guy. Bullshit. He's a thug. He's an accused rapist, and even if he didn't rape the girl, he and two buddies gangbanged her in a fucking bathroom. That's exactly what I want my scholar fucking athletes, Heisman Trophy winners, to be like. Whatever his name is, Jameis Winston, is a fucking scumbag from Florida State, and now He happens to be a crab leg thief.
Oh,
Okay?
yes, I heard that he stole some crab legs.
$32 worth of steamed crab legs. Right?
They were already cooked?
Yes.
Wow.
Now, he's not just a
He got
quarterback
the crabs,
for Florida,
didn't he?
Yeah. He's a great baseball player. And the other night, they were playing, I don't know who they were playing. They were playing Stetson University, which is a great small school in Florida. And the fans brought out crab legs. And that's right. They brought out crab legs. And
things like this they just happen. You can't control them. It's like when Mommy Dearest came out, everybody brought wire hangers to the theater,
Right. Right. Now they're asking, because they got a full season, another bunch of games left, they're asking other universities to please not let their fans bring the crab legs to...
Well, there'll be more crab legs then.
One fan held up a sign that said FSU now means Free Seafood University. Now he's going to play, Garrett, I guess another season of college football, right?
Can
he's
he win the Heisman Trophy again?
Sure he can. Now they're saying, they won the national championship. People
Can
hate
he rape
their guts.
again?
They say there won't be a stadium in America where crab legs will not be thrown on the field.
That would be great. I'll get into football. I'll just bring.
Yeah. Oh, please! Every time FSU plays, I would go with instead of chicken bones, I'd go with a big box of crab legs.
If anyone's bored at work, just Google Jameis Winston Photoshops. And it's just like him holding up the national championship statue, but it's a bunch of crab legs. Him running out of Publix holding a football, but now it's crab legs.
Now remember, this guy was wait a minute. He was an accused rapist, but what they're making fun of is the crab leg stuff. That's the best part of it. It's like the girl says, yes, I was drunk and everything else, but they forced themselves on me and they pulled my I mean, this girl went to the police right after the event. She didn't wait till the next day. So they are accused of gang banging a completely drunk, inebriated, unable to defend herself young woman in a bar. It's the crab legs that everybody's interested in.
Oh, you've got to see these pictures of him with all the
they're fabulous.
They're the best.
Look, I love football, and I have been sent everything.
That was the
Friends
greatest.
of mine are sending me shit. A buddy of mine is a big deal at
How is that
University
girl
of North.
doing? Is she doing okay?
She still wants them to sue him, and she's wants him to reopen the case and everything else. Yeah,
I hope they do.
She did a rape kit and everything. And they said it was consensual. Now look, it happens all the time. These girls are drunk, and listen, a 17 and an 18-year-old girl at the University of California at Santa Barbara, they go to a 28-year-old guy's apartment at the university.
I know.
Okay.
Listen.
The guy is in there. Now, they come in. They're already loaded, and they're hanging out in the little college town, right? And it's called Isla Vista. And so he gives them blow and pot, and they drink some more.
Molly?
And he doesn't have to molly him.
Okay.
And he fucks both of them.
Right.
And so after he fucks them, he says, okay, you got to go.
Right.
See you later. And he pushes them outside and sees. They get mad at him, and then they call the police, and they say, we were raped.
Right.
So the cop says to the guy says, no, I didn't, he says, I'm
Gave them
sorry,
some
man.
blow.
Guess what? Well, no, that's come out later.
Yeah.
They didn't know about the blow. They didn't know about the pot. They had to arrest him and put him in jail. Now, this isn't a kid, and he's just gotten out of jail, and he goes, listen, I did not rape anyone. They came to my apartment. They came in. They were sexual. They did, and I'm reading this thing thinking, how do you even defend either side of that?
Right.
And he's in real trouble. he's in real trouble. And it's really sad because...
That really is sad when something like that happens.
Europe doesn't do this.
Yeah.
Europe doesn't do this. And you know what? Europe doesn't treat people who look at pornography on their internets like we do. I mean, do you know there are teachers there are people that have gone to jail for 20 years. If you have child pornography on your internet, on your computer, and the cops come for some other reason at your work or at your home, and they see child pornography, you're going to jail. Now, I think child pornography is terrible, but wow, I mean,
but what consists of
little
child
boys and girls in compromising situations?
That's not necessarily true, Jay. I mean, if you have a picture of just say, I think there like people have gone to jail or been arrested because they'll have a picture of their babies or something naked.
No, I wrote the movie. It ran on CBS. I wrote it and sold it. It's called Bachelor's Baby. It's a true story.
Yeah.
It's how I met Billy Hayes. This guy, Michael Dare, was with this kind of crazy woman. He knocks her up, and then he gets custody of the woman, of the baby, and then he sends a 1-year picture, 2-year-old picture, whatever it is, of the birthday, and the kid's naked in a little baby pool. The mother and the woman send the picture to the cops. He goes to jail. And it's a big court case. And this was 20 years ago.
Now, I don't think that would happen today in most cities.
That's not true.
But
I read some things the other day. Yeah.
I think in some states it would. You know, they would say that's child pornography, you know, but, you know, like at the time when we used to bring our film to get developed, they would always check the film to see if there was, you know, anything, you know, nasty in these pictures that you would have developed, and they would turn them into the police. You know, years ago, when my grandfather's girlfriend, we took her camera, my brothers and I, we all took pictures of our dicks.
Yeah, oh no, you can't do that.
And then she took the camera, she never said anything. We were like 12 or 13 years old. Hey, let me see your dick. We take pictures of it, you know.
That
was a fun time. I wasn't gay, though.
No, not at all. Monica Lewinsky is back in the news and has a tell-all book coming out very soon. And
it's not just an article that she wrote for Vanity Fair.
Oh, an article for Vanity Fair. Excuse me. You're right. But she has a master's degree from Oxford or something in international economics. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's PhD or something. It's not an easy degree to get. And she can't get any work because nobody wants to hire her. Now, the picture they show of her may not be a recent picture. I told you I saw her a few years ago, and she's just fucking huge. But her lips and her face are unbelievable. I mean, if ever God made lips to be placed around a penis, it's this girl. Oh, God. And when she walks down the street, Kevin, it's like seeing these porn stars that you look at them and you go, these girls were made to be they're just so sexy. It isn't a horrible thing to say. It's true.
Listen, she did, you know, I mean, that was totally unfortunate what happened, or fortunate, wherever you look at it, but she shouldn't have to be vilified the way she's been over the last 16 years, you know? Let it go.
Well, what I remember... I mean,
everybody loves Bill Clinton, you know?
Yeah, but what I remember...
And they look at her like she's like this horrible, evil woman, you know? She was a kid, 21 years old.
I remember that she had advisors, and her mom and dad and everything else, and Linda Tripp was considered a complete asshole. And I said this, I guess I was on the air in L.A. or whatever, and I said, hey, all she has to say is nothing happened, because Clinton said nothing happened. Mm-hmm. The Secret Service was nowhere close to testifying. Nowhere. They couldn't. And so all she had to say
it was on the dress.
No, it's all bullshit.
Monica Lewinsky told Linda Tripp that his semen was on the dress, and she was going to have it cleaned.
No dress was ever shown.
Yes, there was. They took the dress and they took the sample off the dress and they connected his DNA with it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they did. It's a fact. You can look it up on the internet. They have the FBI reports. Kenneth Starr, they subpoenaed the dress because she didn't have it cleaned. She said
this is what I remember.
Linda Tripp was going to steal it from her, but then Linda Tripp said, "Okay, let me see the dress on you," and she put the dress on her, and Linda Tripp said, you shouldn't wear that dress anyway because it makes you look fat. So she saved the dress and she didn't have it clean, and eventually they subpoenaed the dress and they took his DNA off it. Boom.
Well, this
Jurassic
is what I
Park.
remember. I remember that her parents advised her to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the biggest mistake. She could have easily burned the fucking dress or whatever. No one was going to get it. And she should have just said, I never had an affair. Let us all think she did and everything else.
Right.
So
she could have burned the dress.
Happened.
Yes.
Something happened recently, and I have to find where it is. Somebody committed suicide or something.
Tyler Clemente.
And her mother had a flashback because her mother was suicidal back when all this was happening.
Yeah.
Right? My kid comes home and says, look, I've been accused of sucking the president off and having him put a cigar up my ass and licking the end of the cigar. God, I'm getting a fucking hard on thinking about it. Hold on a minute.
Flick the bass.
Really? Is that what you do?
Ooh, flick the bass.
Well, thanks, Garrett. I wish you'd have sent me that like a line so I could have read it and then done it privately. Anyway. Thanks. And then he would put it into her butthole and she'd lick on it and then she'd masturbate. Oh, man. And then he would jizz all over her. Wow. Anyway, all she had to do was say she didn't do it. Okay, we'll be right back.
Jay Thomas.
The Jay Thomas Show.
It's the afternoon show. Sirius XM 104. The Jay Thomas Show. Sirius XM 104.
I want to say congratulations to the Republican Party of the great state of Tennessee. First of all, the Republican, a guy named, I believe, Tullis or whatever, he defeated the Tea Party candidate. It was a complete fucking asshole. But what they did in Tennessee is, and this is brilliant, I love it, they made sure that they spent a bunch of money and they completely character assassinated the people that the Democratic Party wanted to run for the Senate. And they believe that they're going to get Clay Aiken will win the Democratic primary.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, it is orchestrated. It's a state that it's North Carolina, I'm sorry. It's a state that I'm from. It is totally orchestrated, and not that a Democrat was going to win anyway, but Clay Aiken will be he'll lose by 60 points. He doesn't have a chance.
They haven't decided who won the primary yet, though. He's still in the running for it. They haven't.
They say that he's leading, and he win, and he'll win. Now, the sad thing is that maybe he's good or whatever, but they know that a gay singer from American Idol is not going to be elected in Tennessee. North Carolina. They know it.
I would not put it past them because it's a new South down there.
Bullshit.
There's a lot of people from up north, and the what do they call them? The Claymates.
Yep. Guys,
they love
when people
move, older women.
Yeah, they love women. They do. They really do.
I would bet you any amount of money, Clay Aiken won't even come close if he gets the nomination. And by the way, they're putting the debate together right now. I mean, I may fly down to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see it. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure Clay Aiken, is a good citizen and all this other stuff, but he will be destroyed. And from what I understand, totally orchestrated, and Republican money is just being poured in, destroying Clay Aiken's opponents so that he's elected. And then they know they're going to kill him, smash him. Oh, yeah. They did it to the Tea Party guy. The GOP is destroying Tea Party people because, they know they're unelectable. What, Karen? What?
He was, Clay Aiken was really good on Celebrity Apprentice. showed a lot of leadership skills and debate skills. So I think he could do well.
Do you mean
he's
that?
Good, he's good for Congress then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I mean that he was like a really strong player and was.
I would love him to win, and I would go down and campaign for him, and I would actually use the term, let's put a gay in Congress. We don't have a gay senator, let's do it. We don't have a gay singing senator, let's do it.
We have gays in Congress. What do you mean?
No, we don't.
Yeah, Barney Frank. Barney Frank.
He's gone.
Well, he is gone now, but Barney Frank was in there for a while. And I'm sure there are a few more gays.
Now, I know she still has a channel here, and it's not a commercial, but if you go to Starbucks, they'll give you your mother a free Oprah chai tea. They named it. Well, she got a tea. They must have paid. What do you think they paid for that?
It's Oprah tea?
It's called Oprah chai tea. Yeah, it's just dedicated.
And this is for Mother's Day? What is that? What does Oprah have to do with Mother's Day?
Full-page ads in every newspaper.
She's not a mother.
Well,
that she knows of.
Anyway, but they must have paid her $100 million to be able to call the tea.
She's got enough money to buy the Clippers.
Yeah.
Oprah Clippers. The Oprah Clippers.
Boldly spiced black tea with...
Oh, no, it is not. It's not.
It's black tea?
Yeah, chai tea is black tea. I mean...
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. Chai tea is a...
Does the ad say boldly black tea? It does not.
Tivana Oprah Chai Tea, introducing our most spirit-warming chai tea ever. This boldly spiced black tea and Rooibos, Rooibos infusion was created in partnership with Oprah to support educational opportunities for young people.
You know what? I am so glad, and congratulations. All right. Mm-hmm. The guy that supposedly has kidnapped the girls in Nigeria when we're sending in like 5 people to help. 5 people.
We need to send Rambo in.
Boko Haram, which means, as I said before, women shouldn't be educated. Abu Bakr Shekau. This was his statement.
Mm-hmm.
Send in your warriors. I enjoy killing anyone that God commands me to kill, the way I enjoy killing chickens and rams. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, you know what? This is bad.
This is a new war, you know?
Wow.
Do we have any rams over here? We don't have rams in this country, do we?
He is believed to be anywhere from 35 to 45 years old.
Nice. Good age.
Yes.
Cut?
Man, oh, man. I enjoy killing anyone God commands me to kill the way I enjoy killing chickens. Oh, they're very skinny. They're very
like
skinny. That. By the way, in Montana, there's a huge thing where a kid from Germany was doing a thing when a garage door is open, people go into the garage and they take stupid stuff and they run out. It's like a prank. And that's Montana, where everybody's armed. He's from Germany. This guy had been robbed twice. He's a young guy with a couple, 2-3 kids. He hears somebody in the garage. They're all panicked. He opens the door, puts the shotgun through the door, and in the dark, shoots the shotgun a couple of times. Direct hit on the German kid. German kid's dead. Okay.
Yeah.
So the German embassy and everybody is upset by it and everything else. And then this was sent to me. A Northeast Ohio sheriff says a 79-year-old man accidentally shot and killed one of his farmhands after mistaking her for a groundhog as she laid in the tall grass. 22-year-old Natasha Stover of New Philadelphia was shot once in the head Monday in Sugar Creek Township, south of Canton.
Was she making groundhog noises or something? What was she doing in the
Stover was shooting at targets with a BB gun when her boss, Ralph Adams Jr., thought she was a groundhog. So she had a BB gun. She was a groundhog with a BB gun. And it was a groundhog on one of his fields. Stover had a rifle.
I don't like guns. I don't like them.
Garrett, he shot her from 165 feet away. Wow. Good shot. You know how I knew she wasn't a groundhog? They don't know what to do with these two guys. They don't know how to deal with it. It's a tough one.
Did he see her shadow?
No, but when he woke up the next morning, he wanted to do it again. That's right. Thank you. That's all the jokes we have. Hey, the great Ben Bailey from
Bailey.
Cash Cab.
Yes.
Coming up later. Stay where you are.
The Jay Thomas Show. Afternoons. Indy.
Sirius XM 104.
After he shot the woman he thought was a groundhog, I read that they, in that area, realized there'd be 3 more months of winter. Good evening. Garrett, don't send me any more lines, okay?
Sorry.
Thanks. I appreciate it. By the way, this woman, Sheryl Sandberg, who is a billionaire, not a joke. She is worth close to $1 billion. And she wrote the book, Lean In, telling women that when they're at work, at the workplace, she was a big Facebook executive and all that. She's only one of 172 female billionaires in the world. And Lean In tells women that when they go to work, the women have been following her advice, and now they're saying that they've been getting fired at an alarming rate, trying to do more at work. And now critics are saying that she writes a book after she becomes a billionaire, and there are people that say that she just did what she was told and ended up working at Facebook and did a fine job and all of that, and she's a billionaire because she has all the stock, and she was the CEO. And she's also married to an incredibly wealthy guy, like a hugely wealthy guy. And she's causing these like Christina, these kind of young women who might follow her, thing. And it's true. I see her on these talk shows, and it's like, what are you talking about? You're a fucking billionaire, and your husband's some fucking hedge fund guy. It's like, I don't even know why. Do you agree with that? Like, can you imagine women storming into the boss's office there at Sirius with the book, Garrett? You know what would happen to them? That security be taking all their shit out off their desk.
That's right. No fooling around here.
Yeah.
Why do they do that? Why do they do that? I guess they're afraid people will sabotage something. They do it at every company,
But did she, just step in it and get lucky? Or did she actually help Facebook?
I'm sure she's very smart. But
the guy that painted their lobby is now a millionaire because he's a sort of a famous artist. Painted their lobby and they gave him stock instead, and it was worth like $40 million.
Wow.
David
but listen,
Chow or something.
When all that was happening, and I've said this to you before, when I was working at Clear Channel, we had about 6 times an hour this portion of the Jay Thomas Show brought to you by, widget.com. We just said it just like that. And I said, I would go in and say, hey, why, what does it do? And they go, well, that's the whole deal. They want people just to go to that site. And these sites, I remember, they made so much money during the .com bubble, advertising wise, because we would do 2 and 3 an hour to the point where everybody was complaining and everything else, and then finally it burst. But the people that made it through, not that Facebook was one of those, they all had stock. And so some small percentage, literally 1 or 2% of the companies made it, right? And everybody else went broke. They went broke to the tune of billions and billions of dollars. I have a buddy, and I don't know how much he made. He was a middle-level executive at Microsoft. And he worked at Microsoft, this company, when it first started, and it was already doing pretty well. and he got stock options. He probably made $50,000 a year or whatever. And then one day they wake up and all of them are worth millions of dollars. All of them. The secretary, him, and there are so many people in my community and in Beverly Hills and Greenwich, Connecticut and everything else that just cash their stock out. In fact, the companies, when they had to get rid of people, instead of, like I just read today that 15 or 20 of the top 10 companies whose stocks have gone through the roof are the biggest companies that have fired the most people in the last 5 years. So what they've done is that they've fired people. One person does 3 people's jobs, and the productivity of the company has gone up on the backs of underpaid workers. Huh. They're not getting stock options. They're not doing that anymore.
I was wrong about the Facebook artist. He got $200 million.
There you go. Yeah. My friend was a middle-level guy and walked away with enough money to buy a beautiful home in Santa Barbara and not work. He didn't work. And, so you figure, 10, 15 million? It had to be something like that. I don't know what it was. But he says, I wasn't even on the ground floor. But when I came in, I would have liked $100,000 or whatever. So they gave me $50,000, and he got $50,000 a year in stock, which was worth $2 or $4, whatever the fuck it was worth. And he works 10 years, and he has 500,000 shares. Right? Hello.
This artist says his life is unchanged after cashing out. Yeah. Your life would be unchanged, right?
I would like to find out where he lives and have a rifle with a silencer on it and plug him in the fucking head when he walks out of the door.
He's a graffiti artist, too, by the way.
Oh, I hate that shit. I hate that shit. I had a big argument one day. My artist son and our nanny, whose head was shaved, and she has tattoos all over her, and she has a Chinese tattoo on her neck that she thought was some Buddhist thing.
Yeah, I know what you said.
No, it means, you know what it means?
You said you don't know what that Chinese symbol means, do you?
It means Americans suck or something.
Yeah.
It was stupid. We had a big fight that she said graffiti was art, and my son, and I said, you know what? If a guy fucking does anything to our wall out front and I catch him, I'm chopping his fucking hands off. They went crazy. You know that one day somebody graffitied outside of my house, and I've always kind of thought it was her. And I still know her, and she still used to work for us and stuff. Yeah. It's not art. It's bullshit. Not the stuff that's beautiful paintings that they do like in L.A. on the underpasses and all that. But let's go to Mike of Long Island. Mike, did you cash out of some big company and now you're comfortable, you're financially completely set for life?
No. Jay, I actually spoke to you a couple of months ago. I'm the guy that knew Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street guy.
That's right. Yes, you did. Yeah. Right.
I have the opposite story. I worked for a .com company in the late 90s.
Right.
Paid everybody enormous amounts of stock. Stock was supposed to go public. Company went public, and the stock absolutely collapsed when the .com bubble burst in the late 90s.
Didn't you have to wait a while? You couldn't sell it like the next day.
Yeah, there was a holdout period, but still, these companies, so, the Marissa Myers of the world and the Facebook guys, you hear these stories, but they're, for every story you hear, there's 1,000 others where these folks get, millions of shares in stock options, and the companies wind up going nowhere or wind up closing up. So,
well, my favorite is this, what's it called? WhatsApp, Garrett? WhatsApp, the one that was $79 billion that Zuckerberg bought?
Yeah, the Facebook.
Okay. But WhatsApp has never made a penny. It has nothing to show for being worth $79 billion, except it has people, right?
Well, Amazon doesn't make any money, and the stock is worth $300-400 a share. The company makes no money. There's no, and the company's valued at hundreds of billions of dollars.
No, wait a minute now. Wait a second. What about those ads that aggravate you when you? I don't even know anybody uses Yahoo, but it's a what is it? A browser? Yahoo? It's like
it's
Firefox.
A Google.
Yeah, Yahoo's a browser. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it? What is Yahoo?
It's a web page.
It's a web page.
When you go on there, and
it's
you
a
see
search
these
engine
ads,
is Yahoo. It's like Google.
But there's nobody responds to those ads?
Yeah, I don't know what the revenue stream is. Google has revenue streams. You know, they provide media content. They have Google Plus. So they have more revenue. Yahoo, I'm not sure how they make money. I have no idea. But Priceline's a good example. Their stock was, I don't know, $100, $200. It went down to $1 a share.
Well, I know because William Shatner was paid. Well, it's back up again, though, isn't it?
It's back up again. The Priceline is through.
But he went down to so low, and that they were wondering whether he would continue to be the spokesman because they paid him, but they also gave him a tremendous amount of stock, and suddenly the stock was worthless. Well, and you know what's funny about him? He stayed with the company, and he kind of figured if I keep doing it and people keep liking what I'm doing, they'll respond, and the travel business will come back or whatever. What made it go down, by the way? What made Priceline go down? What made it go down?
I don't know, but Priceline was below $1 a share. I mean, if you had bought it then, you'd be a multimillionaire right now. The stock is over $1,000 now. But Twitter, look at Twitter. Twitter was $79 in December. It's $30 a share now.
That will go up, though.
You know what? My wife bought Facebook the first day it came out. She bought 5,000 shares or something at $48 or whatever. And I said, don't do it. And our accountant said, don't do it and everything else. And now it's up to 65 or whatever. So I don't disagree with you, Kevin.
Facebook's at 58. I convinced my 20-year-old son to buy stock at $70 a share, and now it's $58. So he took his bar mitzvah money and invested in Facebook.
But does your son even use Facebook? Because most kids don't.
My daughter uses Facebook just for parents and stuff, and then she uses Instagram all the time.
Yeah, but Instagram, I don't understand that company, but Facebook boasts, I don't know, 500 million users, but people have 10, 20 Facebook accounts. And I don't know how they make money either. They make money off of companies advertising
and selling your info and what you like. And
now, when people send me a link, some of the links are attached to an ad many times because of a TV station or something. So I'll sit through a 25 or 30-second ad. But then there's a thing that says you can skip this ad in 5 seconds. Why is that? Why would you? Who wouldn't skip it in 5 seconds?
I don't know. I skip them all the time. I don't know.
I do too. Now, Garrett, how do you get by an ad? I know you know how to do this. That doesn't have the skip link to it.
Oh, you just download an ad blocker. Every browser has one, and then it just removes all ads from everything.
You could block the ads from popping up, but
I
don't know. YouTube's another one. I mean, I don't know how
you just install it once and never think about it.
Now, let me tell you something about installing things, and this is my problem. And it's not computers. It's anything electrical, anything electronic. Even when I was a kid, I could never figure anything out ever. And when VCRs came out, I could never figure the VCR out. I always had to hire somebody or have somebody come over or whatever. For years, I have tried to download things, and I do exactly what I'm told. And I click all of the buttons, and I just do exactly what it tells me to do.
And it doesn't work for you.
I have never successfully downloaded anything into my computer. Now, I don't know what I restart it. I do no, look, I'm not kidding you. I either have one of my kids come over or the computer guys to come over or whatever. And it's embarrassing. It's just almost like equipment knows it's me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
But,
all right.
So I worked for this .com company in the late 90s, and the company went bust, and I thought I'd be, living the dream. But hold on a second. It's 7:50 to Grand Central Station.
All right, we got to go. We don't want to hear all
right,
poor guy. He works at the information booth at the train town. Thank you very much. Oh, that's terrible. That's embarrassing. No, get rid of him. Get rid of him. I don't want the loser even near me.
Oh, God. He's talking about the .com. Yeah, it's 7:50 to Grand Central. Yeah, all right.
By the way, we love to introduce you to the people that come in and help us do the show. And I don't know Mike Rappaport, but Mike is back there answering the phones at whatever the number is. But Mike, you work at the company? Are you an intern? What's your deal?
I'm all over the place. Any channel they tell me to work on.
Wow. And you run the equipment? You know how to run the board and all that stuff?
Yeah, I do that, and then sometimes I'll fill in for Christina or whomever needs help by answering phones.
You know how to run the board?
Yeah. Wow. Good. So now, do you sit around like in a pool and wait for them to call you or something? I mean, are you just you got to hang out in the coffee room or something before?
No, they pretty much email me on a daily basis, ask me to do stuff.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And are you a full-time employee or part-time?
Oh, heck no. Trying to get full-time, part-time right now.
I see. All right.
How many hours do you average a week?
Around 30.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
About 30 hours also, about 30 hours a week.
In California,
No, I'm not.
we were having a governor's race. The Republicans are going to put somebody up against Jerry Brown, which they won't beat. Mm-hmm. And so there's a guy named Tim Donnelly, and he's the one that the Republicans kind of like. And he has made headlines. He cast the only vote in the California Assembly against the bill that would bar the sale of Confederate flags on state property. He also says that Barack Obama.
So right now they can sell Confederate flags?
No, he's the only one that's voted against it.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
You're right. He also says that Barack Obama's gun policies are just like Adolf Hitler's. And, Rodney Lee Conover used to say this, too, that, the first thing a dictator does is take all the guns away. Okay, we don't live in a fucking dictatorship.
Yeah.
And, everybody doesn't need a fucking gun here.
That's part of his campaign, by the way.
Every time I see him talk about this guy, Bundy, and they show the 300 people there, the militia people to protect him. Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
What I wouldn't give for a fucking strike on that area today. And I hope our South Chicago kick-ass fucking, I'll kill your fucking ass, and we'll ask some questions later, Barack Obama blows these dumb fucks away. Defending a guy that
how he's going to do it, though, don't you? You know how Obama would do it.
A drone.
Drone, baby, yeah.
A drone.
An Obama
just
drone.
Out of range of their weaponry. I love when the United States government goes, okay. David Koresh, boom, blew you and all the other assholes up. Goodbye. And then all the militias scream and fucking yell. You point a gun at a government employee and you get killed, it's your fucking problem. It's your fucking problem. You think if they pointed a gun at me at my fucking house, I'm going to get a gun and shoot an FBI agent? Are you nuts? What are you, fucking crazy? What assholes? Even if I'm in the right. So Tim Donnelly is being run against by Neil, N-E-E-L, Kashkari. Neil Kashkari. Tim Donnelly has gone on the air and said that if the Republicans vote for Neil Kashkari, he will bring fundamentalist Islamic Sharia law to the state of California. He says that he only voted for the free speech issue on the Confederate flag, okay? And he keeps saying that this guy, Kashkari, isn't Muslim. He's a Hindu. He's a Hindu.
Well, we can't bring Sharia law into our country.
But he's a Hindu.
That would never pass.
No, but he's not a Muslim. He's a Hindu.
They don't have Sharia law Hindus?
No.
Just the Muslims. Okay.
You know who Donnelly looks like? Who's that right-wing guy with the camouflage hat that hates my guts over there? Garrett, what's his name? Mancow?
Wilcow.
He looks just like the guy Wilcow. I wave at him. I walk by his window and wave at him. You know,
I walk by him all the time and I go, "Hello there, Nettie."
I want you to walk by him. I want when to go to his studio. I want you and I to hold hands and dance and kiss in front of the studio.
Okay.
All right. Bill says, "Dear Jay, you were talking about reality shows yesterday. What do you think the guys on what is it, Deadliest Catch make? They're in their 10th season. I don't know. It should be a lot. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, if they were really being paid a lot of money, why would they go out and freeze to death and still do the job? I don't know. I mean, Jesus, they should be. I mean,
listen, if you're Mike Rowe, you're still going out doing the dirty jobs, but you're.
Yeah, but Mike Rowe makes more money than the Deadliest Catch guys.
Yeah, he created
Mike Rowe makes
show.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Maybe they get $10,000 an episode. I don't know.
I'm sure.
And they sell
like
the T-shirt. They get a part of all the sales stuff too.
Yeah.
So they, I don't know.
I'm sure they do.
Nobody
well.
knows.
After the first couple of years, they all catch on. Honey Boo Boo's a total genius.
I'm sure. This comes from Eliza. I was at my computer drinking a cup of Oprah tea. Oh, there you go. And I was doing a boring spreadsheet when you began and Christina began talking about the sending of dried chicken bones to people that have offended you. And she said to you, "Do you eat the chicken yourself?" And you said, "Yes, I do." And she says, "Do you dry the bones?" You said, "Yes, I dry them in my yard." Then Kevin asked if you're still drying chicken bones, and you said, "Yes." And Christina says that she's been to your home and you have a special room next to your wife's craft room for drying of chicken bones.
Yes.
I, at that moment, spit Oprah tea all over my computer. I love when I hear that you spit.
That was a great little conversation.
Yes, I love that I hear when you spit. By the way, Ben Bailey, who does that Cash Cab and is a 6'6" Iron Man comic, will be coming up. Now, Garrett, is that supposed to be in New York?
Is what's
that where it is?
His show?
Is that Cash Cab? Is because he doesn't have the screen in front of him.
No, Cash Cab is in New York.
It was always in New York, right?
Well, then it went to different cities also, so they had different hosts for different cities for a while.
Yeah. But there's no bulletproof glass in his cab.
No,
so
no.
You know you're going to be on Cash Cab, right?
You think that you're just a regular cab.
They don't have no idea.
They don't have the bulletproof dividers
anymore. Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No,
yes,
they have they have the window open, and you can.
That's bulletproof. That's bulletproof. It's plastic,
maybe
but
it is bulletproof. But I'm sure.
But you can't tell getting in. Once you get in the cab, then all the inside turns on and lights up, and then
the minute you close the door, it goes bing, bing.
They say, "Do you want to be a part of it?" I guess, right? Okay, all right. Well, that's cool.
If you go to his shows, one lucky winner will get a chance to ride in the Cash Cab.
Wow. Yep. Congratulations to Bruce Willis. He's 60. His wife is 35. They've been married for 5 years. He already has a daughter with her. He has 3 other daughters with Demi Moore.
Mm-hmm.
And he had another one. He has 5 daughters.
Wow.
At 60 years old, banging on it, baby.
Yeah. Well, good.
Banging on it.
He's banging everything. Yeah.
And the reason why you have kids is to prove your manhood. I mean, it's like a fucking gang thing almost with him. You know, he's got that bald head, those 60-year-old six-pack abs, and banging on that 35-year-old and giving her babies.
Yeah, that's hot.
Giving her babies. Let's go to Seth of Georgia, where even ministers have guns on their hips and will shoot you if you don't believe in God. Yes, Seth, go ahead.
Hey, you got that right, Bubba. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I usually listen to you. I like the show and all that. But today you have greatly offended me in reference to the Waco and the Clive.
You believe that David Koresh should have lived and did not cause his and about 40 other people's demise. You believe that?
Absolutely.
He caused his own fucking demise. They let the women and the children out. He would not let a lot. Now the kids got out, but a lot of the women he wouldn't let. He was a guy. He was a.
17 children died in Waco. Waco.
He would not let them out, and he caused the explosion. So don't pretend anybody else did.
He caused the explosion. Now, let me ask you this, Jay. You got a man who runs through town on a daily basis now. They couldn't arrested him then for whatever trumped up charge. I think it was some kind of like child molesting and gun.
It wasn't. Yeah. By the way, trumped up charges. He was a child molester. No, it wasn't.
Okay. Yes, it is.
Women escaped. Women escaped and turned him in. That you are defending a guy like this makes you a huge asshole. I don't care if you ever fucking listen again.
I tell you, hey, well, fuck you, nigga.
When's the last time you beat your fucking wife and kids, you scumbag? David Koresh was a bad fucking guy. And you know what?
So you arrest the man, but you don't have to kill everybody in the compound. There's a better way to do it.
I believe that he set booby traps in the compound.
Never. No.
And they went off.
Gas that the United States military shot in the compound and then it caught on fire, which is known. They do that shit all the time to people.
Hey, let me tell you, Seth, don't fuck with the man and you won't get hurt.
You got that right, Bo. Have a good one, man.
All right, goodbye.
Yeah.
How could you defend that guy? It was a Branch Davidian. I said that to Letterman one night because Madonna came on, and I said, you two'd make a good match. She's Catholic, and you're a Branch Davidian. That'll be good, like that. I waited a while before the smoldering stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Jay Roy of California. Jay Roy, you have two names. That's kind of he's on line 4.
Oh,
That's kind of
like
a country.
You, Jay Thomas. Jay Roy?
Yeah, I guess so. Jay Roy. Yes, Jay Roy. Go ahead.
Hey, Jay.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah, hey, I was going to tell you, Neil Kashkari is really an interesting guy. The interesting thing about him is you remember hearing about the TARP program, right?
Excuse me, who are you talking about now?
Neil Kashkari that you were talking about, that is the candidate for governor in California.
Oh, the Hindu guy that the stupid idiot thinks is a Muslim and said he wanted to do Shira law. He's a Hindu. I don't know what the Hindu law would be, but the guy said, why would I do Shira law? I don't even believe in that religion. Yeah. So go ahead.
Got a little mixed up. Maybe the other guy would have.
There's a bunch of these Indians. The governor of Louisiana is an Indian, Bobby Jindal, whose real name is and the governor of South Carolina, the woman. Now, Bobby became a Catholic and she became a Methodist. She became a Methodist, and so they spit on their Hindu heritage to get elected. Yeah.
Well, okay. So let me tell you about Kashkari. He.
Wait a minute. His name is Cash and Carry. That's hysterical.
That's exactly how you say it, Cash Carry. Yeah.
Don't they own a lot of these places that used to be called Cash and Carries, like a 7-Eleven's a Cash and Carry place? His name is Cash Carry. That's great.
Any relation to you, Carrie?
I don't know.
Yes.
I may vote for him. I'd like to have a Hindu.
And I think his cousin is Yupakin, Kevin.
Anyway,
you
packing?
Yeah, he was.
You Carey was the governor of New York.
You carry and you pack it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Yeah, go ahead.
But anyway, the interesting thing about Kashkari is he was at Goldman Sachs, and if you remember, Paulson got appointed by Bush to become Secretary of the Treasury.
Yes.
To kind of straighten the whole thing out. And Kashkari says he picked up the phone, he called Paulson, he said, hey, I work out here on the West Coast with Goldman Sachs, I have good credentials, I'd like to go to the Treasury Department and work with you. So he says, great, come on. So he becomes Undersecretary of the Treasury. And he
just made a phone call and said, I want to be Undersecretary of the Treasury, and he got the job.
I'm sure there's a little more to it than that. But
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Did he wear the headdress when he was in?
No.
Oh.
No.
All right.
So he's bald. So he picks up the phone, he calls, he goes to work with Paulson, he becomes head of the TARP program. So then the 2012 election rolls around, and so he's a Republican working in a Republican administration, but he endorses Obama because he felt that Obama was going to run the TARP program better than, so he was at the Treasury. Obama kept him on at the Treasury. I guess he's like a Schedule B or a Schedule C appointment. And he kept running the TARP program, but instead of saying, hey, I'm either not endorsing McCain or not endorsing Obama. I'm a federal official. He endorses Obama. Obama keeps him on. He stays on with Obama. I think he left I'm sorry, I said that was the 2012 election. It was actually 2008. And then he stays on with Obama. I guess eventually he left Obama to do something else.
Why would you know so much about a guy that doesn't have a chance to get the nomination and no one's going to beat the sitting governor? Why would you know all that shit?
I work in Republican politics, and I help put on an event for him. Just helps my boss put on an event for a cash carry.
Well, do people realize he's not a Muslim?
I don't know I think it's worse that he endorsed Obama. I think they're like, okay,
and the TARP program is not loved by Republicans, the TARP program.
That's right.
No.
So they look at him and they say, okay, so you endorsed Obama, and now you're out running for governor of California as a Republican. That's kind of hard for them to...
He is a very confused Hindu.
Yeah, but he's not married.
Very
I think
confused.
Kevin would like it.
All right. Thank you, J. Roy. So now they're saying he's going to change it to Shira law, Garrett, and he's gay. That's they're spreading that now. All right. Thank you, J. Roy. Thank you. Yeah. Let's go to David, who is in Louisiana. Yes, David, go ahead.
How you doing, Jay? I just want to call, and I heard that idiot earlier talking about defendant David Koresh. I had a college friend that was an ATF that was killed at Waco.
Yeah.
Known him and his family for years. Better man you could not have found, but yet he was killed by one of those wackos at Branch Davidian.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? They did the right thing with this old guy Bundy. The FBI and whoever, they said, we're not going to go down there and do this. And I agree with that. But these guys, there's probably not 300 anymore, but they all had guns and they were looking over the barricades and all. And it's the United States. We have more fucking weaponry. It would have been fun to see them, napalm them.
Sure. I mean, one of the things, growing up in the South, and you were born and raised in Louisiana. You hunt, fish. But yeah,
Well, let me tell you something. If somebody takes over a part of my land, being from the South, I'm going to go down there and go, hey, get out of here. And if you don't get out of here, I'm going to shoot you.
No, you're going to call the police. That's what you're going to do.
Well,
you're probably doing it the legal way.
Well, let me tell you something. And you know this too, David. We know plenty of people in Louisiana that have killed people and gotten rid of their bodies, and no one's the wiser. And we both know people. Yeah. We do. Now, that's not a joke. I wish I could say it was a joke. But I'm telling you now that I have acquaintances that have eliminated people, and their bodies are in the marsh, and you'll never find them.
Sure.
And did the guy decide, did he deserve to die? Well, maybe. I don't know.
Under Sharia law, yes.
Oh, yeah, I understand perfectly. My father-in-law, you're from New Orleans, was very, very good friends with Carlos Marcella. Lord knows what he did, back in the time. We know.
I'd rather you not even mention that name on this show if you don't mind.
Well, I understand, but my father-in-law worked for him, and he's a teacher also, just to show you some of the things that have gone on.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Thank you. All right, let's drop it.
Who's Carlos Marcella?
Well, we mentioned a woman's name and now a man's name that we cannot discuss on this radio show.
It sounds kind of like from the JFK movie.
Yeah, well, it is. Let's just not do it.
He was the guy.
David Koresh.
What?
Was nicknamed Mr. Retardo by his fellow high school students. Due to his poor study skills.
Oh, my
Mr.
God.
Retardo?
Yeah. By the way, the German student that was gunned down in Missoula, Montana.
Yes.
By Marcus Karma. Kaarma. He sounds like he might be a Hindu, and I'm not joking.
Mm-hmm.
2 recent burglaries had put Mr. Karma and his young family on edge.
Mr. Karma.
He grabbed a shotgun from the dining room and rushed outside. He aimed it into the garage. It doesn't say, Garrett, that he left the garage door open on purpose. Doesn't say that here.
And maybe that's a different case.
No, it's the same.
Diren, Diren DD, 17, a German student. An image was taken by a baby video monitor in Mr. Karma's Missoula garage. And he's got those eyes that look like a cat's eyes at night when you shine a light on a cat's eyes. So he got him on the baby monitor, but that was after the fact. But he just shot into the dark. Wow. Hey, by the way, out here in California, there's a huge battle going on, and the cell phone companies are putting millions of dollars against a bill that's going to be passed to put on an automatic kill switch on iPhones, smartphones, expensive. Yeah. Okay. Millions of dollars are being spent by the cell phone companies against the kill switch.
Now, why would they want to be against it?
Let's go around the horn. I don't
understand that.
Millions of dollars are being put, and here's what it is: they're
Mike, you're in on this. I hope you have to put your headphones on.
70% of smartphone theft victims never recover their device ever.
Right,
and it would just be in California. It's not a nationwide thing.
It wants to go
nationwide. They wanted to go nationwide. If it passes, somebody steals your phone, you immediately announce that it's stolen.
Mm-hmm.
The kill switch comes on, and the phone can never be restarted. It would have to be sent back to iPhone or smartphone or whatever. It can't be stolen and reused.
Would it be destroyed, or would just be? I guess it would be destroyed.
No, it's a kill switch. It really would take care of the workings of the phone and make sure that the phone is not workable.
It couldn't be used ever again. So
not workable.
It's kind of Mission Impossible, where they blow it up.
Have to be sent back to the company to have whatever was destroyed inside, fixed. Right.
Right.
It is a reliable anti-theft tool.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you that one of the things that they're saying is that they believe that people that have beaten their wives or domestic violence people, they could activate the kill switch on somebody they wanted to beat up. That's what one of the things.
Oh.
So, Garrett, what do you think the reason is? I know. That's what I'm saying. It's they have Find My iPhone, but this is different. Yeah. This is different. This would just forget a GPS and all that other stuff. The phone's done after the kill switch goes off. So not blow up, but it's done. So go ahead, Garrett. What do you think it is?
Why won't they let it happen?
Yeah. Millions of dollars.
Because the corporations make millions of dollars from people buying a new phone once it's stolen.
Because they want the phones. They like that they're stolen.
They like it stolen, yeah.
Right, okay. Mike, you can agree, disagree, or have a new idea. What do you think the reason is?
No, I totally agree. They want the money. They want the phones.
Yeah. Kevin Meanie?
Well, they're going to get the money either way, So even if they kill the phone,
they're not. I think you can unkill the switch and get your phone back.
I guess it would be for the money. It's all about money. Yes, so I'm going to go with the money.
I'm going to give you the number. They make $8 billion on new phones.
Mm-hmm.
$8 billion, and some say maybe as high as $15 billion. It's a huge percentage.
And how much money did they make on the phones that were stolen in the black market?
That's what I mean. No. On the rebuys.
Oh, they make $8 billion on the rebuys.
Yeah. Up to $15 billion.
Because if you're on the contract and you lose your phone, then you have to pay full price.
Yeah. It's a huge. And wait a minute. Now here it is. They make $8 billion on the phones. They make $15 billion on the insurance. $15 billion on the insurance. So we're talking, $23 billion. Because they like that it's being, and the phones are stolen between noon and 5 p.m.
Somebody stole my daughter's phone. Her and her babysitter were sitting down having lunch about 6 months ago, and she had it on the table, and they turned away for a minute, and the phone was gone. Somebody just walked by, picked it up, grabbed it, and left. That quick. It can happen that
Now, let me ask you a question. You turned it. You said it was stolen. What can they do with that phone, Garrett? What do they do?
They erase it and then send it to a country where You could just...
how do you erase it?
You just go right into settings and say factory reset, yeah.
And then
from any computer.
Then you sell to Russia, and then there's no restrictions on who can use what cell phone, so anyone can buy it and use it.
I wonder what the kill switch would do to the inside of it. That would be, I don't know, but it makes them unsaleable.
Yeah,
it makes them unsaleable. Here's why people hate. Listen, the cell phone companies make billions of dollars. They make them now. They're making money on the misery of others, and that's amazing to me that they don't get it. And what's funny is that they probably will stop it because there's 2 or 3 congressmen that have switched their position, and they've been accused of having money sent to them for their election by the cell phone companies. And they're saying that's not true. But then, these PACs or whatever they are, these political action committees, I'm sure it's Democrats and Republicans, by the way, you don't know who sends them the money and who's going to say whatever they want to say about them.
I mean, there's
so weird.
There's no reason for them not to do this if the technology exists already.
It may not pass. It may not pass.
Just like the net neutrality thing where it didn't pass, and then the FCC just said, oh, no, we're probably going to put it through anyway. And people,
what is that?
They want to make like a fast internet for the big companies and then a slow internet for the little companies. So, like, if someone wanted to get a video from your website, it would load really slow and they wouldn't be able to watch it unless you paid Time Warner or Comcast, a fee every month to get yourself on the fast internet.
So I do that anyway. I have a fast cable that I pay for.
Yeah, and everything comes in at one speed. Now, with their thing, you might get Google for free, but then if you wanted to watch a video on Kevin's site, you would it would stutter and it would take days to download, a really long time, because he didn't pay to get on the superhighway of the internet.
Oh God,
Jesus!
Well, they have that now. You can have like a fast internet. Or you can have the slow internet. Even in the hotel, they'll give you the free internet.
Wait 1 second. That makes more sense because at least you're putting money into the infrastructure of making the internet faster and making it more convenient.
No, it's not making the internet will stay the same speed. They'll just slow
it down for you.
Slower down the other companies that aren't.
You think they put their thumb on a wheel or something? They have a
kink the hose
wheel
kind of thing.
Yeah, they just they put one of those things that keeps the bread closed. One of those twist ties. Thanks for laughing, Kevin. Let's go to Ben, who's in Montana, the great defender of Montana. Ben, do you ever stick a shotgun through the door of your garage and just start shooting? You ever do that over there in Montana?
No, I haven't, but there's more to that story according to the papers up here.
Oh, what is it? Well, tell us about it.
They baited that kid in there. They left.
That's what we said, yeah.
But no, that's what Garrett said, but I know I didn't read it. When you say they baited, they know that these college kids are doing this thing. There's a thing they're doing. Did you read that? It's a silly prank thing if a garage door is open, and yet they get something and bring it back to the dorm or some stupidity to show they did it.
Right.
That homeowner left his wife's purse on the hood of his car and then sat up and watched the video. But here's the thing that came out yesterday was that he was high. He was on drugs.
Oh, he was high.
Mr. Karma was on drugs?
Yeah.
What was he on?
Marijuana, I guess.
Marijuana.
Look, I got to be honest. I've known a lot of people who smoke pot. I don't know anybody who's ever smoked a joint and turned to me and said, let's go kill somebody.
Well,
it's not really the let's kill somebody drug.
He must have been on some crack or something.
I've never.
I don't know.
I mean, he just. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, but that's what came out in the paper this week.
Well, in New Orleans, which is really dangerous, and it's an area called the Meanie and stuff. These two kids, 15 and 16, they climb over a pretty high fence, and they hop down into this guy's carport, right? Mm-hmm. And his car is there and all. Now, here's the thing. In New Orleans, and I mean this, the cops don't always come immediately. And secondly, they have no regard for life. These young kids, they will fucking kill you for no reason. And so I feel that way, and everybody feels that way.
Any bad neighborhood in the world.
No, not bad neighborhoods. These are great neighborhoods. That's the problem with New Orleans, is that the crime is just as high in the really good neighborhoods as it is in the really bad neighborhoods.
Okay.
And you can get shot and killed in front of my home as quickly as you can get shot and killed in the 9th Ward that they're always trying to save and all that other bullshit.
They're going to change the name of the 9th Ward to something else. It just sounds bad.
Yeah, the 6th Ward would be better.
Yeah.
So a guy comes out, and the two kids are there, and he plugs one of them, and the kid dies. And the guy says, look, people have been shot right in my, right out in front of my house. I got a wife and 2 young kids. The cops don't come right away, and I shot the guy. And, it's a tough one, because when you're scared in your house, there's nothing worse than when you're scared. I mean, I've been there. Now, there was no one. It was a cat. But,
Did you kill the cat?
No, but I shot a chest of drawers. I blew the chest of drawers up that I thought the killer was the guy with.
Were you high on pot?
No, I wasn't even in this country. I was in South America, and we thought a guy was stealing from us, and we just shot into the darkness. And when we turned the lights on.
That's one of your trick money-making gimmicks? Going to go down to South America and pick up some drugs?
No, I was a kid.
You and your brother?
Yeah.
In a plane on coke?
Yeah. Well, my brother did fly into the Bahamas once, and a runway lit up in the jungle, and he lands, and they unload all the shit from the plane.
You can turn on. There's when I've done this before in private planes. You fly over and you flip the switch. You turn on the runway. When you're up in the air and you go, okay, I got to turn the runway on, and there's some device in the plane where you turn the runway on.
Yeah, we landed in Missouri. But my cousin had decided to fly with my brother on one of these trips. And so my cousin is with my brother, my crazy cousin, and who was in his tuxedo laying on the couch and did so much coke his heart exploded. But, yeah. So, and a nice guy.
Great guy.
So they take all the shit off the plane, and when it was time for my brother to get the money, the guy says, well, sorry, man, there's no money for you this trip. And he goes, what? He goes, yeah, we're going to take this shit, and, you get the fuck out of here.
Right.
And they pull a gun. And my brother says, I don't have enough fuel to get back to, New Orleans. I need, it was too bad. You have enough fuel to get back to Miami. That's all we give a shit. Get the fuck out of here. So my brother takes off. He has no money.
Yeah.
No money. Now, this is a true story. His wife and I and a bunch of people were waiting. It was Christmas Eve, and we're waiting at a big restaurant for him to come for a big dinner.
And you knew what he was doing, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
You didn't.
I didn't heard it. My brother decides to try and make it back to New Orleans because he's going to be late for the Christmas Eve dinner. All right? He's been robbed, basically, of thousands. Or he may have fucked the guys out of money or something. Who knows? He was always at fault. Always. They sputter, and they land in a field. My cousin and my brother land in a field. And, it sounds like something out of a movie. And my brother has a silver suitcase handcuffed to his arm that was for the money, but they didn't give him the money. So he lost the key, and he couldn't get the thing. So they get out of the plane, and they go to a farmer's house, and he's got this metal suitcase attached to his arm. They're both dark complexioned guys. The farmer thinks they're black thieves.
Swarthy looking.
Yes. And my brother and the guy, whatever, my
Especially
cousin,
with that silver briefcase, he's tagging that along.
Somebody comes, they open the suitcase. It's empty, of course. He has nothing in it, right? It's empty. And about an hour and a half or 2 hours late, my brother shows up in
the restaurant.
At the party. At the party.
With the suitcase?
No, he somehow got it off. He found the key or whatever. And he turns to me and he goes like this, "You won't fucking believe what happened to me."
I tell you, he's got to write a book. This brother of yours, that's a great book. His life is amazing.
I was talking to a guy yesterday who has been a friend of my brother's forever. They were born on the same day, coincidentally, of course. They lived 2 blocks from each other. They dated the same girls in high school, 2 or 3 of the same girls. And when they went to the football team, they not only played the same position, they played guard and linebacker. They took turns playing so they were each other's substitutes. Mm-hmm. And through their lives, they're born the same day. And this one guy, was at one time a millionaire.
Are they both drug dealers?
No, my brother got him into doing crack or something. Right? So the guy says, what's amazing about your brother is he got everybody into coke and crack. And he says, and me personally, I lost a fortune because of it. But nothing ever happened to your brother. I said, I know. My brother's never been addicted to anything or needed anything or whatever. And and my brother laughs all the time. So after dinner, toward the end of dinner, my brother tells me this story of what happened to him, and he laughs through the whole thing. He owes the drug dealers thousands of dollars back in Louisiana.
There's a plane in a field somewhere.
There's a plane in a field. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Oh. And we would write a book, except, as my brother says, who is really well read, there are no heroes in these stories. You don't like anybody. You're not pulling for anyone. You hope they're all dead.
Gotta get a hero.
There's no hero. He says, there's no hero. I mean, even when you watch A Wolf of Wall Street, there's really, even the FBI
and you
guy,
say that. You always goes, there's got to be a aha moment in the movie.
You've got to save a puppy.
Yeah, right.
The puppy moment. I mean, look, I don't know how much money The Wolf of Wall Street's made, but I know a lot of women watch it and go, he's got a Coke spoon up a girl's ass in the very first scene. I mean, it's just
Kate loved that movie.
No, she did.
She did. She loved that movie.
Mr. Cash Cab, Ben Bailey, is on the way.
Ooh.
The Jay Thomas Show.
I got so much feedback saying they loved it. I'm like, what show are you guys doing?
Jay Thomas.
He's the afternoon guy.
On Indy.
Sirius XM 104.
So Richard Sherman, who's the great Seahawks defensive back who's really outspoken, signed a huge contract, one of those big contracts you sign. And then this is his statement after the contract. They're talking to him and stuff. And they said, do you think he's African-American. They said, do you think the commissioner of the NFL would ever have a lifetime ban against an owner who said something about black people? He said, because we have an NFL team called the Redskins, I don't think the NFL really is as concerned as they show. I swear to God, he did that.
I mean, it's so true. It's the biggest hypocrisy where you can't even say the N-word on the field now, but they have a team that's
the Redskins.
Pretty much the N-word.
I'm surprised that you. I'm surprised you changed your mind. I mean, I'm with you now, but I didn't expect that from you.
Garrett thinks everything out. He really
does. It takes him a while. Takes him a while to think things out, and
he'll be covered in his drool while he's thinking it out. But it still makes sense. It's so horrible.
The Supreme Court has told the little town of Greece, New York. Do you know that town?
Yes, I do. It's right outside of Rochester, and I have a lot of fans in Greece, New York. I'm very big in Rochester. I've been on the cover of magazines up there.
Well, at the town hall meetings, I guess the Christians or whatever they're
the greasers,
whatever they were, somebody would go in there and they would say, "Look, we don't mind a prayer, but the prayers were getting like overly Christian."
Yeah,
or something.
exactly.
And the Supreme Court ruled that it was just an invocation, and it's been happening for a long time, and all this other stuff, and that they maybe should give.
But it's always a Christian prayer. It's never.
Yes,
and it's never a Buddhist prayer or a Muslim prayer or a Hindu prayer or Jewish prayer. You see how I left the Jews last.
What you have to look at, and if I could talk historically for a moment, is that the United States was founded mostly by Protestants, and we stayed Protestant for an overwhelmingly long time, and they did not want Catholics on any level to infiltrate their Protestant beliefs, and then when Catholics
Protestants. The Protestant religion came from the Catholicism. Isn't that correct, Jay?
They made the Catholic kids at the beginning of our nation read from the King James Bible, which is different than the Catholic Bible.
Okay.
And so the reason we have Catholic schools is because the Catholics said we are not going to sing these Protestant hymns.
You are amazing. You know so much about this. It's just
well. The truth is that the hymns were anti-Catholic. They were against what the Catholics believed, and the Catholics were considered idol worshippers. You don't go into a Protestant church and there's a statue every 4 feet.
And there's not the Stations of the Cross.
No, you don't have any of that stuff. So the country was very anti-Catholic. In Philadelphia back, Jesus Christ in the 1800s or
I like
whatever.
The way you just threw Jesus Christ in there. Nice.
There were riots, and they burnt down. The Protestants burnt down a Catholic church because the Catholics wanted to have meetings started. And now we have 5 Catholic Supreme Court or 6 Catholic Supreme Court justices, right? But the Catholics said, well, we'd like to say a prayer before a meeting, of the town hall or the Congress. And they went, are you nuts?
Yeah.
And they burned down a Catholic church. And so now, of course, I guess have Catholics surpassed Protestants? I don't know what the numbers are. But
no, I think Protestants are still number one.
But we really have this convenient memory, and so it's not just Jews or Muslims or Buddhists or Hindus or whatever. I
think Muslims are probably the most population. There's probably
in the
more
world,
Muslims
but not in the United States.
Right. But in the world, there's probably more Muslims than anybody else. I would think that would be. Maybe Hindus.
Well,
maybe Hindus.
Oh, right, Chinese.
That would
but they're not religious. They allow a couple of churches, but they're not cool.
Christianity 2.1 billion.
Really?
Islam 1.6. So we got a half billion.
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah.
What?
Do you have that quiz show thing that says yeah? Do you have that? I love that. Yeah.
What number 3 coming in at number 3? Secular, non-religious, agnostic, atheist 1.1 billion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Just above Hinduism at 1 billion.
Wow. I wonder if that's grown. The non-believers.
Yeah, the agnostics, that's grown.
Yeah.
Scientology, 500,000.
Just a 500,000.
They're at the bottom, yeah.
Wow.
Right below.
What about Jews? How many Jews are there?
Here we go with the Jews, Jay.
And how many gays are there? There seem like Jews and gays.
That's not
everywhere.
a religion gay, okay? You can be
Jews and gays everywhere.
Judaism, 14 million. They look about 12 or 13 down the list.
Come
Can
on.
you believe
In the
that?
whole
We're only
world?
14 million?
Wait a
I
second.
can't believe this.
Wait a second. In the whole world, there are only 14 million Jews? That seems impossible.
I know.
You know what? You know what I say now? What's the big kerfluffle?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you get upset by 14 million individuals? And you know what? I am surprised by that number. Aren't you, Kevin?
No.
0.2% of the population. Yeah.
Well, I think the justices are saying also that they should have and then now they're saying, well, if we open that door, you'd have to let everybody say a prayer, and that would be kind of funny to have a Wiccan say a prayer or do something or other.
Or a Satanist. Remember that Satanist we had on the show that was so nice?
Yes. They try to be nice.
We really like
the KKK Grand Dragon that we've had on here a few times is saying how nice they are. They clean the highways, and they're not against anything. They just want to have their own group.
Yeah.
Kind of like Fire Island. How the gays want to have their own group, and the KKK wants to have the whole thing.
Well, Fire Island, they're not coming over to Fire Island. Okay.
I used to go to voiceover auditions and stuff, and there would be a guy sitting there, and he had been a DJ and stuff, and he had the biggest voice you've ever heard. Like, it made the room rumble. His name was Lee Marshall. He passed away, I guess, in the last couple of days. And what's funny about that is years and years ago, even before I was in show business, I used to go to Las Vegas once or twice a year. I still do it, kind of go at least once a year to Vegas. I enjoy Vegas, but I'd go to see some shows. And so one night I went, and I forget who the singer was. I don't know who it was, but there's always an opening act, and this comic comes out. And he was the opening act, and in the middle of it, he says, I guess a lot of people, you don't know who I am, but you'll know it when I do this. And he goes, they're great. And he said on stage that he was the voice
of Tony the
Tiger.
Right.
And, his name, Thurl Ravenscroft. Was the original voice of Tony the Tiger. I don't know if that was the comic or not. He did Tony the Tiger up until a couple of months before he died at 91 years old. He literally had bookings that he would do the voice almost from his deathbed.
Yeah,
Lee Marshall.
Who's the guy that does Saturday Night Live? Don Pardo.
Yeah.
He's in his 90s now, and he lives out in Phoenix, and he still does all the voiceovers for Saturday Night Live from his studio in Phoenix or somewhere out west. I think
Lee Marshall became Tony the Tiger after this guy died. And I remember seeing this guy, this comic, maybe it was the original guy, but
was he good?
And he was really funny, and then he did the Tony the Tiger thing, and he did a whole bit about Tony doing this and that, and he goes, oh, that's great. We all laughed. Yeah. And of course, I didn't know anything about stand-ups and stuff. I didn't know that they weren't just talking and everything else. And so I might have been with I might have been like, wasn't with my dad, but I don't know who the hell. I wasn't, maybe 21 or 2 years old or so. I don't know. But anyway, so first thing I think, and every agent in town is calling to get in on the new voiceover audition for Tony the Tiger.
Well, you have to sound like Tony the Tiger.
No, but as soon as a guy dies, as soon as they see the obituary.
Can you do Tony the Tiger?
They're great.
That's pretty good.
Damn right. You were the best good. Affleck, Duck, and I'm not joking.
Yes, I was. Affleck.
You were.
Affleck.
Do we have Lee? Do we have either one of them, Garrett? Because it's sad that he, passed away. Yeah. What do you have either one of them, Garrett?
Tony like saying the Tony the Tiger thing?
Yeah. Either Thurl Ravenscroft or
they have this extinct attractions. It's like a documentary about him. Thurl.
About Thurl?
Banana with a
I guess this is him singing.
greasy black peel.
Yeah.
This is not Boris Karloff? Because he did the original Grinch.
Extinct Attraction Club. My father sent me to Los Angeles from Nebraska.
Well, this wasn't the guy that I saw that night, Garrett. I saw him a long time ago.
In high school.
He's hysterical, Jay.
Yeah, I was always active in the music department or the acting department.
All right, get rid of that. I don't want to hear it. You know what I hate is I hate the spit. Their dried old spit. But do we have Lee Marshall or anybody doing?
I'm Tony the Tiger to tell about Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes and their secret sugar frosting. That vault where we keep the secret. You little kid, he can't open it. Why, you need 16 combinations to get in. Yikes! The secret! As I was saying... Hey, Junior! Let me out of here!
Wow.
It won't open, Pop.
Better let the man do the talking, son.
This is
Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes. They're big frosted flakes of corn that say the best to you.
This guy, whoever his voice is, he did everything. That guy.
I like the commercials that they lasted for like minutes, They're talking about the
so that was the original guy. Now the new Tony is dead. Let's go to Phil of Greensboro, North Carolina. Yes, Phil, go ahead. Actually, that Tony Thurl sounded like he was from the South.
Joe Alasky might do some of these.
Yes,
voices.
I know Joe.
He's an old friend of mine, and I think he does. He does one of the, God, I forget which one, but he had a big account. Maybe Porky the Pig or something,
Yeah, I worked with him years ago. Yeah, I know him.
Big heavyset guy.
Phil, Greensboro, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Jay. Didn't this Ravenscroft guy wasn't he involved with the Grinch or something? I don't know if he was.
I think he did he did the voiceover.
Yeah, that was he just played that.
I remember seeing that name somewhere, and I thought, I know Jay would know. Jay knows everything. He's the great.
Well, but the weird thing is that I as a kid, I didn't even know why I liked all that, but I just recently saw the Lake Bell movie, In a World, which is really an interesting. She wrote it and directed it. It's about voiceover people. And they used the real, one real voiceover guy in it and stuff. And they talk about Don LaFontaine dying and the replacement of his voice. Mm-hmm. It's really good. The sad thing is Gina Davis, the actress, comes in at the end. And man, oh man, whoever did her plastic surgery, it is awful.
Yeah, she did get a good job done.
Her head looks like the Frankenstein monster. It is really sad.
Yeah, some of these women need to just learn to grow old gracefully.
And she's 6 feet tall, right?
Yeah.
But it's really a nice movie. I mean, it's nothing the average person. It's no Secretary, I can tell you that, which is my favorite movie this week. But I love doing voiceovers, and one of the saddest things is that the voiceovers that I did, they just wanted younger sounding voices, or non-announcer voices or whatever the fuck. And so I did all the beers, and I did Toyota, and I did all of them. And then, in the last few years, I did Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf.
Oprah Chai Tea?
I did, no, I didn't do a chai tea. You're an asshole.
Asshole, I was just asking.
You're an idiot. Yeah. So, but, and
you did Blood Ransom?
I did Blood Ransom.
How much you get paid for that? Probably must have been a lot.
All right, asshole. All right. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Phil.
By the way, did you have any luck getting Christina's voiceover CD?
She's really good. No, I'm sending to my agent. No, she's really good. I'm sending to my agent. She's really good.
He wants to know if you sent it to the agent yet. Yeah. That's what he wants to know.
No, she didn't send. She hasn't edited it the way I want it edited. Needs to be edited.
All right. We're going to stay on top of that.
You know what, Phil? I don't need any fucking help from you, okay?
Don't get mad at Phil.
By the way, where is the guest?
I texted Christina for a backup. She hasn't gotten back, so I tweeted Caroline's.
Well, she's in them, probably just getting out of anesthesia from the abortion.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, and that's the father back there. You hear that?
Yeah. You think she's going to be here tomorrow? Is it like, do you recover?
Oh, sure. Yeah. You know what? I used to take him. We'd, rest him overnight and be right back to work.
Clean up, everybody.
I told you I'm taking my girlfriend. We're 2 blocks from the abortion clinic, and who do I see? Robin Williams. I told you this.
Yeah.
And he comes up, and my girlfriend was a really pretty model at the time, but she was, very sad and didn't look well.
She had just had an abortion.
No, we were going to get it, I think.
Yeah. And she was sad.
And Robin, we're on a New York City street.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh. And so She was kind of excited that Robin Williams came up and said hi, and she was also upset that we're about to get an abortion. It was very, very...
Did you tell Robin that you were going to get an abortion?
No, but...
I have to tell Robin that story then? I can't wait.
It happened.
Yeah.
It's a true story.
That's a great story.
And he came out of nowhere. You know, you're walking on a New York City street. Oh, it was so funny, you know. Right. Larry of Dallas. Yes, Larry, go ahead.
Hello, Larry.
Hey, Jay, I've been listening to you for a long time, and I'm tired of screaming at the radio. I listen to the Jay Thomas Show, not the Jay and Kevin Show. Why does he always talk over you?
All right, hold on a minute. Kevin, get out.
Okay, I'm going to go. I have to go.
Get out.
Bye.
I mean, you're an interesting guy. You got great stories, and he has to go,
No, you know what, Larry, I'm not bullshitting you. Is he leaving, Garrett?
He's gone.
Yeah, get the fuck out. Okay, thanks, Larry. We did it. Okay, you happy now?
Thanks,
Thank
Jay. Have
you.
a great
Bye-bye.
day.
He forgot his Lynn Cheney pass, though.
Well, that's all right. Mail it to him.
I'm not touching it. He rubbed it on his balls many times.
I know he's gone now because he's not laughing or anything. He's gone. Fuck him. You know, he's ruined the show enough. He came in and helped out when I was, you know, getting surgery and everything else, and now I don't have the guts to say stop being here.
Are you ever going to be able to tell him to his face, though?
No, I can't. He helped. Look, I was in real trouble. He really helped out. And when my voice wasn't, you know, worth a shit, and I was coming back and worried and everything else.
So we just got to, like, wait him out, hope he finds something different.
Maybe he'll get a real job or get picked up somewhere and he goes to another town or something. I don't know. I didn't tell him every day. In fact, I told him not to come every day. I pay him nothing, literally. He still comes. The lonely, lonely gay man. And I feel sorry for him.
I'm here. I haven't left.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
I didn't know you were there.
I was at my wake. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice and kind of sad at the same time. A lonely gay man.
Yeah.
Where's that fucking idiot Larry? Where did he go?
Larry, for a minute, thought he actually ran something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Larry.
Let's go to Jesse, who is in Rockland County, New York. Yes, Jesse.
Larry has
Rockland.
a bad name, Larry. Larry.
Hey, Jay, what's going on? Listen, so past like couple nights, 2 nights ago, I was looking at interactive maps of the United States on. It just so happened was a link to something about hate groups in the United States. So I was surprised to know. I grew up in New Jersey, but I live in New York. That both states actually are the highest concentration out of the whole United States. Which, I'll be honest, you think of the South, it would be more
concentration of what?
Of the most hate groups.
Well, it's population. It's
population-wise. But my question was, you know, I know you're from, and I'm really intrigued with Louisiana. Myself, I've never been there. I'd like to go. Growing up, did you see any like Klan activities and stuff going? Going through.
No. New Orleans is like San Francisco, or certainly everybody was a redneck. I will tell you this, that this. You may have read about this place. It's called Mothers, and there is a line around the block. It's on Poydras Street, and it is a sandwich place that sells po' boys, and the one people really love is this roast beef po' boy with all kind of jus on it and everything else, right? Mm-hmm. Well, when I was a kid, if a white cop shot a black perpetrator, Mothers gave him a free ham.
Oh, man.
Now, whenever I read these accolades of Mothers by all of these chefs, and if you go online, type in Mothers right now, Garrett, and it is accolade after accolade after accolade. And you would read in the paper that some cop had shot a black perpetrator. I'm not saying the guy didn't deserve to be killed or wasn't in whatever it was, but if he was black, maybe they did it for anybody they shot. But you went in there and you got a free ham. And I did live when there were still. Now, here's the other thing. They didn't paint over the white and colored fountains and stuff. They didn't like when the law passes and says, "Oh, you can't do that anymore." What do you think? They hurry up and went out with a fucking paint can and painted. No, so you saw the remnants of all of it forever and ever. And there's a place called Bozo's, and Bozo's is still open somewhere in New Orleans. It was a terrific, seafood joint, right? It was in a predominantly black neighborhood. And there are a lot of restaurants like that where you would go into a black neighborhood and you'd go to some great restaurant, and Bozo's did not allow black people to eat inside the restaurant. They could only get food out of a takeout window in the back. And that went on into the 80s. And Bozo's is still open someplace. So when you ask, you didn't need to see any fucking Ku Klux Klan or anything like that.
But the blacks can still go there, even though...
You betcha. They would line up for the fucking food outside of Bozo's.
Is that good?
Yep. It was also a culture. It was a way of life.
What's that? The way it was, yeah.
Yeah, it's the way it was. Yes. What is it, Jesse?
I tell you, any good movies lately? Have you seen anything you want to request?
My favorite is one that was made a few years ago with what's her name?
Didn't you say Secretary?
Yeah, the best. Crazy, wonderful. James Spader,
and that's on
on demand. I'm sure it's on Netflix. And In a World is a really good independent movie made by this actress and voiceover talent, Lake Bell. It's rough, but it's really good. It's interesting. You'll like it, and it's made her into kind of a. She's going to be like a star, I think. But
I watched the most disturbing, supposedly the most disturbing movie ever made last night on YouTube. This guy compiled a list of the 10 most disturbing movies. Just came up like another link, so I punched it up, looked at the movies, and the last movie was an art film, I would say, noir kind of Italian, 1975 it came out. It was called 120 Days of Sodom, and it was about
It's about butt fucking. Butt fucking.
Oh, let me tell you. I mean, to be honest, I'm not I didn't think it was that. I mean, it's a little disgusting, but it wasn't like, I'm not into. I just had to see just like what the hell it was all about, and I mean, I'm not going to record.
When the word Sodom is used, that usually means butt fucking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to put Garrett. Garrett might like it. Let him take a look.
I tell you what, Chris.
Interesting.
Tonight, go watch Secretary and call me back tomorrow or next week. I mean, really, you look at and listen. There's another movie that I loved. Laura Linney is in.
And the other one where the we call it the doctor.
No, wait, Garrett. Laura Linney, and the guy that did the movie Seabiscuit. Oh God! He played Spider-Man.
I've seen that already. You already
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah,
they would never release these movies. Were unreleasable, and don't say why. There's a scene. Something happens to Laura Linney, and that makes the movie unreleasable. And the one with James Spader and what's her name? Jellyhole. What's her first name? Maggie Jill. It's unreleasable. It will. They would be pickets outside of the movie theaters anywhere but L.A., Chicago, San Francisco, and New York. Pickets everywhere. They're unreleasable, and you look at them and you go, "Who the fuck gave them the money for these movies?"
Well,
You've got to. What's the name of the movie, Garrett, with Laura Linney and Toby? What's
the details?
The details. Holy shit! Yes.
And Jay, I spoke to you a year ago, and you questioned me. You asked me, what scene do you think was the one that made it unreleasable? I didn't know, and then you did tell me. But I'm not going to say which one, which I was surprised. I was like, really? And Elizabeth Banks is in that movie. She's a good-looking girl, the blonde.
Fantastic. Now, don't say what the scene is, but am I correct? It makes it unreleasable.
Yeah, well, I guess. I don't know, but I know what you're talking about. But you're saying...
What do you mean you guess?
Well, I mean, I can't say it. I don't want to ruin for everybody else. I mean...
No.
This is the place to ruin it.
No, it isn't. All right, see you later. Goodbye. Get rid of him. He's an idiot. It made it unreleasable. What?
Have you heard... one sec. Have you heard of the movie The Room? It was...
The Room.
It's considered the worst movie the Citizen.
I don't
Kane
watch
of
bad
worst
movies.
But
I don't watch bad movies.
Oh, okay. It was
I turn
$6
them
million budget. It made $1,600 at the box office.
Who was in it?
This guy, Tommy Wiseau, bought.
Well, what do you think Artie's softball movie made?
No. This is like incomprehensible how bad it is. Yet it's
The
like
Room.
Everyone has seen it. Seth Rogen is going to make a movie about the making of this movie. It's like captured. Right. You can watch it on YouTube, and it's crazy.
You know, listen. I don't know about you, Kevin, but I'm watching it. So it's like a comedy that's not funny, or what. I mean, Ben Stiller, who's really good. You know, that Lost in the Museum or whatever the fuck it is so bad. And they made
a fun
2.
Movie.
Oh God, I hated it. That was awful. You know what's a terrible movie and didn't make any money, and now it's a TV show? Bad Teacher with Cameron Diaz. And they tried to put the guy from 300 into romantic comedies. That's another joke. What's that guy's name? That English guy? They tried to make him, and that's what Matthew McConaughey said. He said they kept trying to put me in these romantic comedies, and he said, fuck it. That's why he started doing these independents. Dallas Buyers Club is fantastic. Even though it's not a movie, True Detective. It's hard work what Matthew McConaughey has done for his career. It's really hard work. And it's worked out. And Woody Harrelson has made himself into a terrific actor also. Have you ever seen 7 Psychopaths, Kevin?
No.
It's a good one. It's crazy.
Sounds like my family.
Yes. Well,
7 Psychopaths.
Let's go to Maria, who is in California. Yes, Maria, go ahead. Boy, if you yell Maria at the farmer's market,
Maria,
can't believe the amount of people that turn around and say K, like that.
K?
Then you yell K, and nobody named K turns around, just people named Maria.
Oh, because they're dumb.
You like that? Yes, Maria, go ahead.
Hi, Jay. I just want to tell you, I really wasn't a fan of you prior. Because you were here in L.A., Power 106 and all that. I was one of those dingbats that listened to that other guy, Rick. But anyway, I just want to tell you I love you. I love Kevin. I especially love when he does his pow pow gun shooting. So he needs to do more of that.
You like that?
Yeah.
See, to me, I have an image of him dressed as a cowboy with no clothes on, and little fake chaps and little fake 6 guns, and so it disgusts me.
And a little red cowboy hat with a string.
Well, I'm glad you like it, Maria. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So don't get rid of that flaming,
I thought he was really going to leave. I meant it, but he didn't leave, so I don't know.
Well, I don't want him to. I like him. I actually like him better than Chewy.
Well, we can't run the radio station for Maria of California. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on, Jay.
It can't be done.
Why not? Plus, I love that other crazy...
All right. And also, you sound like you're calling from the space shuttle. So,
well, I
thank
am.
you very much.
I'm one of those ones that carry merchandise from one part of the country to the other.
You're now. How many gears do you have to shift?
Well, guess what? My boss just bought us an automatic, so I don't have to.
Wow.
I'm driving a big pickup truck, basically.
Wow, cool. But you know how to back it up and everything with the big thing on the back of it and all that?
Yes, I do. 53 foot.
That's cool. Yeah,
you can back it up.
Back up a 53-footer. I don't think I could satisfy a woman in bed who can back up a 53-foot, of trailer. I don't believe that.
Why not?
I just think you would expect a lot out of me.
Nah.
You wouldn't? You like that, Garrett?
As long as you got it up, that's the main thing.
Okay. All right. Cool. Now, are there any lot lizards for women?
You know what? Actually, I don't know. I don't look for them. I just.
I mean, are there any guys that you would want, or maybe there's some women that would take care of you? When you pull into the truck stop.
Women aren't like that. They're not wired like that.
They really aren't.
We're not wired.
Men are, gay men are, straight men are.
Yeah.
But women, whether they're lesbian or straight, they're not wired like us, Like guys, I got to do it. I got to find a guy. I got to find a girl, something.
If a guy thought he could come by putting his dick in a coffee grinder, he would try it.
Yes.
It's like just, they want to. And it's so funny that when you, and I'm going to say this now, the Monica Lewinsky article kept using the word affair, that she had an affair with her boss. And she said it was consensual, but my boss took advantage of me. And she kept saying it was an affair and all that stuff. It wasn't an affair for Bill Clinton. It was, like I've said a million times, he jerked off with a friend. He just had somebody pull his dick for him. That's what it is. And that's 90% of when I see a guy leave his wife for some piece of ass down at his office, I always die laughing because that piece of ass has a mother and a father and a sister
and you
and a
marry
whole group
into
of
that.
it. Yes. And now you're going to be stuck.
My father would say that all the time. He'd say, you marry the whole family.
You marry the whole thing. Yeah. Get divorced and be single. But for Christ's sakes, don't jump into that shit. Oh, my God. There's nothing more embarrassing than a friend of mine who's like 30 years older than his wife. And we don't want to sit with her. It's like, oh, you brought your piece of ass to the country club. Really? You can't say that. You know what we always say? Oh, hi, Maria. Nice to meet you. How are you? Yeah. Weren't you Nick's housekeeper for a while?
How was school today?
Maria, thank you for calling and opening up this door for me. Thank you.
I'm glad to do it.
Thank you.
Maria.
Let's go to AJ, who is in Florida. Yes, AJ. And by the way, a surprise guest supposedly is in the studio. And I will say this, we'll go to break and then we'll come back. Every surprise guest we've ever had was a nobody. And so I don't think it's anybody you'd ever hear.
We're in the studio with this surprise guest, okay?
I don't care.
Even though you are the main host, we're in the studio with this lovely person.
It's Madison or Shuley or whoever the fuck. It's always a fucking nobody. But we'll try.
You're going to benefit from this surprise guest, and you're not. Oh, go ahead.
Do I have the chance to defend myself?
Yes, you do when we come back.
Wait, is that the surprise guest voice?
Yeah, you do not know the surprise guest.
You should recognize his voice.
Then it's a bigger nobody than I even expected. So keep them quiet.
Can you say they're great?
I'm going to put it to you this way. I'm going to put it to you this way. Hold on. I'm going to put it to you this way. AJ from Florida is better known than the surprise guest. Okay? AJ in Florida, go ahead.
Hey, Jay, how you doing? I heard you talking about the movie Secretary. I didn't hear if you liked it or not. But
I loved it. I loved it. I'm going to watch it again. I loved it.
Every time that movie comes on, I can't shut it off. No matter what time of day, got to watch it.
Don't tell them why. It's Kevin.
I don't know
when you're watching it.
I'm going to watch it this weekend. I promise.
But as an actor, you go. I mean, AJ, I do it for a living, and so you look at it, and you go, "Oh my God!" I mean, you watch them as characters, and they're wonderful, and they make you believe it. And Maggie Gyllenhaal makes you believe it. But as whatever their name is, but as a person that does it for a living, I go, "What were the discussions like? What the fuck was going on?" And there's very little nudity in it. Very little nudity.
I don't know if there is any.
You know what? There is some.
You generally just watch movies with nudity in it, Jay?
No, you forget that there's nudity in it. You know what I'm saying?
That movie is something else.
Hey, you know something? I'm going to tell you another thing. One of the most interesting movies, and of course, everybody thought this director was going to do all kind of great shit. The Beast of the Southern Wild, which was shot in New Orleans, but it was shot for like $5 million. And the guy and his wife did the movie and everything else. This movie stars black people from Louisiana who are non-actors. And when you watch this movie, it has absolutely nothing to do with race. Same thing with The Flight with Denzel Washington. It has nothing to do with the fact that he is a black pilot, right? And those are the movies that when I watch them, after it's over, I go, I am so glad that it's just, and it's tough. I mean, it's tough to do that. Those are the success movies to me. The ones where it doesn't make any difference whether it's a woman or a man or whatever. And in this movie, Secretary, even though it's about a form of sex, it is so fucking weird. I will admit that I got a little turned on at a couple of scenes, and I'm not even into that shit. But I got a little. Yeah. I also read an article the other day. About Kevin, about a casting director who said that when she first auditioned and met James Spader, he creeped her out so much that she literally had to wait a few days, and they did cast him in this movie.
Well, you were saying that yesterday when you worked with him.
He's really creepy.
And that you were in a bed scene with him or something where you were in the same bed
I touched
with him?
his chair. And
he touched his chair. Yes.
I sat in his chair. I just sat down. There's some chairs around, and there's a director's chair, and they didn't have a chair for me. But I went over, and there was
his name on the chair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably. But I just sat down, read the paper or something. It was an empty chair, and then
with your assless chaps.
Yes, take it to the fumigation thing. Okay, we'll take a break, and when we come back, surprise guest on the Jay Thomas Show.
The Jay Thomas Show.
We're so lonely and bored here.
The Jay Thomas Show.
Jay.
Afternoons.
On Indy. Sirius XM 104.
All right.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry. I know it's your show and everything, but, right. I'm just not feeling great right now about what's happened in the last 15 minutes. I can laugh at a lot of things, but that Larry just got under my skin, and then you said some things that
And you get a lot of emails. There's a lot of...
Okay, I do. I guess I get a lot of hate
And I don't know whether you are important to the show or not.
Maybe
and so
I'm
in a quandary, too. I don't know.
All right. Well, good for you.
And I like you personally, but I'm not sure if this works.
I don't think it's working.
Well, I don't know. And I know we're having like a serious
Certainly
moment
not working
here.
right now.
Are you the special guest? Is that what I'm supposed to think? You're the guest now?
Yeah, I'm the special guest. Yeah, and the special guest is leaving now, okay?
You know what? You're right. You know what? I don't want to have this discussion now.
Great.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I think it's best if you go.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Well, fine. You know what?
Asshole.
You know what? I tried to defend you.
Boy, he's really leaving.
Oh, you're the special fucking guest.
I'm the special guest. He's making all these gestures towards me like I'm a jerk. It's like doing all these like piss off and like.
Okay, now look. Yeah, I apologize. I don't know who you are, but apparently Christina.
That's okay. I barely know who you are.
Yeah, thanks. We were supposed to have the guy from Cash Cab. You know that show?
I do.
Cab?
I love that guy.
Well, he was supposed to be there, but he didn't. And Christina's having an abortion, and so she was upset, I guess. So, but you, I did want to have on. You're this world famous. I know who you are. You're a world famous mixologist.
Sure.
And have you written a book or something? Why did I want to have you on?
Yeah, I edited the recent edition of the Mr. Boston Bartender's Guide.
Oh, there you go. What's your name?
Jonathan Pogash.
I am glad you're there. Now, you're no big deal.
No, not really.
Said was going to happen.
Right.
And now, have you brought rum or something into the studio with you, some sort of booze?
Sure, I've got a little bit of booze here and some ingredients, and I was going to mix up some cocktails.
Now, Garrett and Mike, I'm allowing you to drink only because it's part of the show.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
Right. Yes. My pleasure. And normally, we would say, oh, whatever. And you only do that drinking when it's the day you prove that everybody can drink and you drink and how drunk you get before you drive. And there's a sheriff in the studio.
We're not bound by FCC laws.
Let me ask you a question. Did Kevin really leave now? Is he gone?
Yeah, he's really gone.
Because I don't fucking know. It's like...
The guy was pissed. He was really pissed.
I know he was, but I don't know. It's like...
I've never experienced anything like that. And I'm a special guest.
Jonathan Pogash. So you came in, you don't know who I am, you don't know who Kevin is, you don't know anybody
Jay, do people ever call you JT, like Justin Timberlake, but JT?
Yeah, and my son's name is JT.
Oh, yeah? Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, who I gave up for adoption, but that's another story. When you go online, you'll be shocked at who I am. But anyway, Jonathan Pogash, you go to the biggestcockintown.com. That's cool. The cocktail guru. Now, how did you become a cocktail guru? Is that just, I mean, were you a bartender or did you work as a liquor salesman or how did it?
I was a barback first, which is kind of like the.
What is that? It's kind of like my son to be a barback somewhere.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
It's a bartender's bitch, basically. So you're carrying liquor bottles and restocking and cleaning up the bar. But it's the best way to learn. And my first gig was at the Russian Tea Room. I was a bar back there.
That's a big deal.
Pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's real Russians back there.
Totally.
Yeah, I know
real Russians and a French
chef. If you come to New York and you want to have a martini for $40, but a really cool room, you go to the fucking.
Pretty much.
You know.
I was there when it was owned by the Leroy family. They were the ones who also had Tavern on the Green. So
and if you watch the movie Tootsie
yes.
Exposes himself, not literally, but tells that he's really the client of his agent, played by the great director who's dead now, Sidney Pollack, is in the Russian Tea Room. So now, and those we have those books at our house. I very seldom. Do you know how to make a Sazerac cocktail?
I absolutely do. I love it. Classic New Orleans drink.
Yeah, 400 years old. Did you know that?
It's, well, almost.
You know what? Don't start with almost. It's one of the oldest drinks created in New Orleans. So what are you going to make right now that's included in the book that you're plugging, the Boston?
A version of it is, this is a classic handshaken pina colada. So not a pina colada that's thrown into the blender, but a pina colada that is very simple, has 3 ingredients, and is just, shaken in a cocktail shaker. So
now Garrett is quite a bon vivant. What do you call it?
Yeah, bon vivant.
A raconteur, I guess, or whatever. He's a chef. He's also do you make a lot of cocktails? You pride yourself in cocktail making, Garrett?
Me, no, I'm not a big
cocktailer. Okay. Well, it's something you ought to do because
you should try
it's fun to make an aperitif or whatever.
It's a ton of fun.
So, do you have ice? Do you have ice there in the room?
I do. I've got everything.
He brought a cooler. I feel so bad. Like he was in the lobby, and I'm like, "Who are you? Do I know you?"
I felt so special. I really felt like a special guest. When they told
Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Pogash is on the Jay Thomas Show at Sirius XM. And if you go to the cocktailguru.com, this man is a leading cocktailologist. And
Coctologist, thank you.
Whatever it is. And the Mr. Boston book is a fabulous thing you want to have at your bar. And now you're going to make this amazing thing, and you've brought the cooler.
Yes.
The ice is there.
Yes.
I mean, you're going to get a full moment here in the sun.
Well, I really do hope so. So in my cocktail shaker, I've put Blue Chair Bay coconut rum. This is a rum from Barbados.
You've got to slow it down here.
Okay.
My son, JT,
yes,
was not a drinker, but he drinks the cheapest shit now. It's this Malibu rum with coconut juice in it.
Right.
That's rotten gut shit, isn't it? That's shit.
Yes, for the most part.
And he mixes it with pineapple juice.
Sure.
I mean,
this is complete. This is a world of difference from Malibu. This is all natural. This is au natural coconut rum that is from Barbados, and there's a lot of love in it.
What's the name of it?
Blue Chair Bay.
But would it be an upscaled version of Malibu rum
Absolutely,
for my son?
Absolutely.
Okay. JT, I know you're listening. Go to Blue Chair Bay and start drinking that rum instead. I'll tell you how bad it is. We have a friend of ours that's an alcoholic, and he'll drink anything, and he just drinks shit. He's never touched the Malibu rum in our closet.
Well,
and he's in the hospital now. That's
oh boy,
he's that much of it. Yeah, it's okay.
So I'm gonna give this a shake. Okay, so I put some pineapple juice in it. What?
Tell us what you did. Sure.
Okay, sure. So I did Blue Chair Bay rum. I did a little bit of fresh lime juice.
Yeah.
And pineapple juice. That's it. Okay. And this is going to be a classic, clean pina colada, not shaken, easy to do, 3 ingredients.
And my son will drink this. This is great. Okay.
Can I shake?
Yeah.
Sure, shake it.
I wish you could see my shake, Jay.
He's got a good motion.
It's my shaker.
It's not straight up and down. It's a little rotation in there at the top of the.
It's the same way I masturbate, Garrett. The same way I masturbate. I have a different kind of motion.
I do.
Hey, by the way, I'm going to stop you for a second. In the movie Secretary, Maggie Gyllenhaal masturbates just like I do. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Jonathan Pogash.
So I just strained it out here, and I'm giving.
I'm going to pretend I'm drinking it too. Okay.
Salud. Mike and I just toasted.
Salud.
It's frothy, like whipped pina colada.
It's a little frothy, just from the pineapple. Just from the pineapple.
Let me hear the sip.
Ooh, that's nice.
Wow.
Now, do you mean it? Is it really good?
I really mean it.
That's good stuff.
Tastes just like a pina colada, which obviously is. But
oh boy, got to your throat. I can hear it.
The coconut is really creamy, but then the lime.
Hold on,
the acid of the lime really.
I'm gonna go. You know the chain Bevmo. You know that chain?
Absolutely, yes. They've got it.
That was delicious.
They've got it.
Blue Chair rum.
Blue Chair Bay.
Blue Chair Bay, and then ice and pineapple juice
and lime. Little splash of lime, and that's it.
You.
Shake it. You have a shaker at home?
Oh, come on. My wife's a fucking alcoholic. Of course we have a shaker. We got alcoholics everywhere. Now, what else are you going to make for us?
So now I have a brunch-style drink. I don't know if brunch is your thing, Jay.
No, absolutely. I'm a bruncher. I'm a cook also.
Really? No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, a lot of my drinks are based on.
I want to lick the glass, by the way.
He wants to lick the glass.
I want a pitcher to go.
That's not the first time someone has said that to me.
When I come to town live, do you live in New York?
I split my time between New York and Massachusetts.
I'm going to come back like in July for a golf tournament and then stay into August. And you're going to come up there and you're going to feed me.
Can I be your personal bartender?
You have to give him a makeup.
Oh, yeah. We're doing good.
I'm
going
to feed
Mr. Boston's official bartender's guide, edited by Jonathan Pogash. Go to thecocktailguru.com. Make another drink. We only have a couple of minutes.
Yep, I am doing it. I have some fresh strawberries here.
Wow.
And
I love them.
I'm muddling the strawberries, okay? Which means just mashing them down.
Is that when you mash them down with the head of your penis?
No, he's using Peter Dinklage's bat.
All right. You're muddling the strawberries.
I am. I'm muddling the strawberries.
We don't need Kevin. Now you're funny, Garrett.
I'm adding my Blue Chair Bay coconut spiced rum. So, similar to the coconut, this has the addition of baking spice notes like cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, ginger.
Now, are you paid by Blue Chair Bay? Is that where you keep plugging them?
They are one of my many clients.
You know, when doctors operate and they use a piece of equipment, they're going to have to tell you now, hey, by the way, I was paid to use this laser on you. That's why it's $9,500 instead of $2,000. All right, go ahead.
When I come on the Jay Thomas show, I am all about Jay Thomas and nobody else.
All right.
He
I'd love to have a rum.
He has like a chef's jacket on, sort of, but it's like a blue color, not the white.
It's blue linen, thanks.
A blue linen.
Wow.
Okay, so
you've muddled strawberries.
I've muddled strawberries. I put a little bit of fresh lemon.
Blue Chair Bay coconut spice rum.
Yes.
And you put the lemon in.
Yes,
okay.
And ice and Prosecco.
So I love Prosecco. I fucking love it.
Isn't it
my
amazing?
favorite Italian sparkling. I like it better than champagne.
There you go. Many of them are.
I have all of this at the house. I can make all except for the rum. What's it taste like, Garrett?
Here we go.
So it's like a mimosa style cocktail, I think. Strawberries.
I mean, it is good. It's not. I definitely like the pina colada better, but
I knew you'd like the pina colada.
This is like a more summery drink.
Yeah,
Mike, what do you think?
It's more refreshing.
I'm liking this one more.
Wow.
It's got the Prosecco in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I pretty much hit a home run.
This
Prosecco
one you
and
could
spice.
drink all night. The pina colada, like one or two, and I feel like you'd be.
Which one would you fuel your bitch with, Garrett?
All of them. Now, what's your opinion on alcohol? The powdered alcohol.
Yeah, get me away from that stuff. I think
it's powdered alcohol.
It didn't come out. They first thought that it was approved by TTB, but now it's not.
Coming out.
By the way, what's your feelings on